Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The time is here. Welcome, everyone, to the World Championships 2024, the PCM World Cup 2024, as it is officially recognized. These are the World Championships, and these will be the champions of the world. Joining me tonight will be George as our co commentator, Snake as our technical analyst, and obviously the eternal Joseph Whiteley. Hi, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
Snake,
hello.
George, you guys here?
Yes, we are.
All
Actually
right.
happy to be here for the start of this mega event of the year.
Are you guys
Finally.
hyped?
Not for tonight, if I'm honest, but generally, yes.
Naturally, you are.
Too many IMA points are going away, aren't they, John?
Exactly.
So George regrets not being there for the IMA points, right?
Yes, of course.
All right, Snake, are you hyped?
Yeah, of course. Looking forward to it. It's the best time of the year.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, we are the IMA, and we are hosted at the PCM World Cup by PCM UK. We are sponsored by Cyanide and Nacon. Stay tuned because later this year, probably in June, give or take, you will be able to buy PCM 2024 and Tour de France 2024 from Cyanide and Nacon in a digital platform coming soon near you. So, tonight, as we all know, we have the opening game. It's going to be the Extreme Inline opening event. And the participants for tonight are scheduled to be, and let me quickly check, sorry, somewhere in here. Um, I cannot find it. Naturally. There we go.
You got Miko.
Yes,
You can go first.
there we go. Basso, Agap, Miko, Yuganissimo Fravo, former world champion Swagson, and I think still current world champion Hulikos.
Tor, yes.
Yes, in tour. I want to welcome everyone on the stream. We have Mitrex, we have Ilya, we have Leo, Chris. I think I already said Hush. I see a Nacho. I see Metal Beer that was maybe from the previous stream. There's a lot of people here. So these are the participants. Among them are current world champion of ITT Daniel Miko, eternal not world champion Basso that hopes to break that curse this evening, former world champion Swagson, current tour world champion Hulikals, and of course the very well known Ilganissimo Frabo and Agap. We are going to watch now. If you look at your screen, you will now see the actual parcours for today. So I'm gonna start with Snake here. Snake, quick thoughts on these parcours. It's inline and it's extreme. Tell us, what do you think?
Yeah, so we're looking at three stage of inline when we see there's a little more intermediate sprints and KM than usual. That's the extreme part of it. And I mean, we should have stages with a lot of attacks, especially the first and the second. Maybe the third will be more classic, like on mountain stage. But I think the first two stage will be pretty hectic.
George, what's your thought on these parcours?
Snake recapped it very well. A lot of sprints for intermediate or mountain sprints. And yeah, as Waxon said, as Snake said, it looks to be very hectic. Obviously, we have two rolling terrain stages, the first and the last one. But the third one has wind at the end as well, after all those QM fights. So it's going to be a really difficult race, I reckon.
Joe, what was the thought process for these parcours? Joseph Whiteley? Is Joe still alive? Okay. Joe will be back soon. He had to take a small absence from the booth, and we will now move into the opening ceremony, a quick opening ceremony of our World Championships. If we are ready for it, I'm waiting on the word from our director. If we are ready for the opening anthem, yes. Let me know. All right. Yeah, that's good enough. We're gonna go there in a few moments. A quick reminder that tonight's event will have IMA points at stake, so it's not just friendly, but it is not yet. It is not yet an official World Cup match, so to speak. So it isn't the actual inline event, just the opening event we usually do every year. Yes, we can wait, ma'am. And and I got lost on my train of thought because of it. Well, it's not the usual inline; it's just the opening event, as I was saying. Now, as you can see, both stage 1 and 3 seem very interesting in terms of the custom places where you can actually tag. There's a lot. I really like it, especially because of the custom KOMs there. I think this event is going to be, uh, as inline usually is, about energy management because you do have to fight for all those points if you never played inline. Uh, your classification at the end of the stage will obviously give you points, but those intermediate sprints and those King of the Mountains will also give you points. And so the sum of all those points will be your final score for each stage. Uh, and here the energy management is going to be crucial because not only will you have to fight for those intermediates, you will still have to preserve energy with some of your riders for the final kilometers to try and actually win the stage.
Do we start at 8 or 9 for Europe?
Sorry, there was a technical interruption here due to technical constraints. All right, I think we are good. We're gonna go then with our national anthem for the UK, the host of these World Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. God save the King. Ladies and gentlemen, God save the King. Thank you to PCM UK. Thank you to everyone on your organization that helped, especially Ben Young and ADOX. All the others are included in the PCM UK. That would be myself, Joe Whiteley, Swagston, Ibra, uh, and of course, as I said, Ben Young and ADOX. I don't think I forgot anyone. If I did, sorry, obviously not on purpose. I think I accounted for everyone. Guys, I'm going to start with Snake favorites. Who do you think can be the top 3 here?
Um, well, I think this kind of event fits Basso pretty well, and he's always like wanting to win. So I think he's one of the biggest favorites. But I think Miko might be the surprise here because he likes to play for KM and intermediate sprints. And I think today you can't win just focusing on the stages and finish at the end. So I'd say my top 3 would be Basso, Miko, and Swaxon.
All right, George.
Yeah, as Snake said, Mick always likes to go for JOM, bro, JOM. So since this is inline,
Oh,
exactly, he'll be going for it. But I mean, obviously, we have a list of champions here, don't we? List of stars. So it's obviously going to be very competitive. But I am looking forward to a big surprise or a big upset, let's say. So I will be rooting for Frabo or Agap or Hulicles, even though he's a champion, apparently.
Tour World Champion. Yes, the current Tour World Champion.
Indeed. The bell is ringing, though, so be right back.
Well, as I see it, I'm gonna go for the goals bet is gonna be Daniel Miko. I think this kind of parkours and the game itself, the technical differences that exist this year, since 22, but especially this year with green bar adjustments and all of that. I'm going to say Miko. This game suits his playing style this year. And obviously, we need to keep in mind that as probably the guy that plays more PCM, experience has been gained by him. A lot of experience. He's adjusted well, like I said, because the game suits him. I think he might actually have a chance here to win gold. I think Basso might find that barrier again where he cannot win gold. That might be silver. And I'm going to say Swagson for bronze. These are just predictions, obviously. At the end of the day, we will see how things unfold. Sorry, I'm getting a technical indication here. All right, we do have an experimental feature for this evening. We may be able to have some replays of the actions. As I said, it's experimental. We're trying it for the first time tonight. So bear with us. If it doesn't go well, we will keep adjusting it and see if it works or not. Uh, it will be confirmed at some point if it's going to be something included more regularly or not. So we are about to go into the lobby. And you just check if you could put the stream on Discord there, Mel, when you can, so we can actually see the lobby in real time. Thank you. So I see Miko, Swagson, Hulicles, and Basso. Uh, not sure if Frappo has given any indication of presence, so wondering to see.
Frabo should be.
All right. So we do a quick check. It's a gap as well that is missing. Not sure if they will take long, but we do have 2 minutes until launch. Joe, we were talking about favorites since you're here. Tell us your three favorites for this evening.
I think we'll see Basso take gold. Miko likely in second, and Swagson probably third.
All right, similar predictions. Similar predictions to mine, except I did gold for Miko and silver for Basso, so should be interesting to see. Stage one, we have. I'm not even gonna dare and try and pronounce that. Uh, Not even gonna try murdering anyone's language. We have one, two, three first cats, and we have a few second and thirds, and two intermediate sprints. Guys, these intermediate sprints are interestingly placed in actual climbing terrain. For example, the first one, the second one is I don't know the steepness of that. It could be false flat, could also be a bit of climbing as well. How important is going to be management for this stage?
Yeah, what I like a lot about this stage is the last like 30 kilometers. It's almost only climbing with false flat, so you won't be able to recover that much. I mean, there's a few downhills, like two big one, but basically it's only climbing. So if you spend a lot of energy on like intermediate sprints and the third at km, you might be lacking a few like yellow bar to end the stage. But for the start of the stage, I think everyone will go full gas. I don't think we'll see much like differences before the second part of the stage.
George?
I don't think George is here, so.
Joe?
I literally just came back. I heard my
Oh,
name.
he's here.
Oh yes, the delivery came clearly. Right. So how we started?
No. We were giving our thoughts about this particular stage. We've talked a little bit about the parkours, but since we're doing this one now,
God, it looks tougher than I thought even from that preview. Looks like a net 12 stage, doesn't it?
it seems very aggressive. Actually, I'm hoping that if the pace is adequate, we can actually see some slaughter here, bodies everywhere, the smell of burning flesh. You know, the kind of things we as spectators of pro cycling manager like to see, right?
Exactly. That's the point of this event, isn't it? To just go crazy. So I'm sure there are other players there are going to go all out. Hopefully, at least.
All right, so I think we have a gap. Yes, we do, and now we are waiting for Frabo. Quick reminder to those that never watched inline that, as I said, you will gain points in two ways. For those that are participating, they can obviously get the points that they achieve at the end of the stage. For example, the first place gets 100 points. Winning the stage is 100 points. Then second gets 70. The third 50, the fourth 35, the fifth 25, and the sixth 18 points. Um, we also have a few bonuses. For example, someone that does, if the same player does a 1-2 at the classification of the stage, they will get a 20-point bonus. So they would theoretically do 120 points. A 1-3 would be 110. A 1-4 would be 5 points, and so on. So 2 points for 1-5, and 1 for 1.101 for the first and sixth by the same player. Need to be obviously finishing in the same group of riders as the top 6 riders. We also have, as you can see, the KOMs and the in intermediate sprints. The KOMs obviously depend how many points you get per category. And at the end of each stage, these points will all be added up to get you your tally for the actual stage. So, classification of the stage plus the direct points made in KOMs and intermediate sprints. As I said earlier, I'm actually getting an indication of that now. Points, the actual points, like I said, 170, 50, 35, 25, 18, will be assigned to the first rider for each player that crosses the line, excluding, of course, the AI. That doesn't exist in this tournament anyway. And any other riders of the players, with an exception. Players with the rider not being in the group of the rider corresponding the number of players in the room or in the group before that won't score any points. So such a complicated text to complicate even more what was already complicated. Sounds about right. Yeah, let them in. Let them in. And pretty much the bonuses are the points given to any additional rider or player who crosses the line in that position. This is not helpful at all, but I already explained it. So classifications for the intermediate sprints are 12 points for the first place, 8 points for the second, 6 points for the third, then 4, 3, 2, 1. A reminder that if a player takes all of his 6 riders from 1 to 6, he will get all the points from each classification of that intermediate sprint. For example, if he does a 1, 2, 3, he will get the 12 points for first, the 8 for second, the 6 points for third, and so on. The HC categories, the E categories, I think that's the way to pronounce it in French. I'm not French though, so pardon me if I also butcher that language. We'll give 15 points for the first, 10 for the second, then 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. First categories will give 10, 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. Second will give 7, 5, 3, 2, 1, then 5, 3, 2, 1 for thirds, and the fourth cats will give 3, 2, 1. We are launching and are almost underway. Guys, the action is about to start. Should we expect to have a fun attacking stage here, or could we see some hesitation, some break chasing?
I believe if there was a KOM at that tip at the start of the stage, we could have some explosion from the start. But perhaps due to the downhill and a bit falls flat afterwards, they might wait for the actual KOM climb to make a move.
Greetings to all. The route is fairly hilly.
Yeah, well, I love how you guys make my life easier by saying just I agree. Snake, sorry, you're gonna.
Yeah, I kind of agree that I don't think we'll see much attacks before. I mean, even I think everyone will play for the first cat climb, and then the attacks will be like maybe on the second little climb before the downhill. But before that, I think we'll have people chasing every break attempt.
I think someone will try maybe before they get into the downhill, but I don't think it'll be successful.
All right, and let the games begin. We are finally underway. Stage 1 of our Extreme Inline opening tour is now here. These are the World Championships. These might be the champions of the world. Not today, though. They might win a shiny gold medal and a few IMA points, but this mentioned is the opening event, and Basel is already on the move.
Surprised to see nobody following.
There is a split of the peloton. None
There's one
riders
group
split
behind
up.
too. I think everyone.
And man, can we see?
Emma, take us behind to second group. We have
Edgar,
Agap.
Paul, and Miko.
Frebo only has one.
Flexen has none, and that's about to change though.
And as you guys can see, Daniel Miko on the left side with his Champions League jersey, meaning that he probably won something at the Champions League and I have no idea what it is.
Is everyone representing in the front?
Hmm?
Seems like it.
You won the whole thing, I think.
Oh, right, he probably won the road classification. Okay, so he's the...
He won the whole thing in general.
Nice. So that's why I still think Miko is a potential winner for this evening, but we shall see. The break in now considered peloton, but the actual break has 13 riders. Here we see Frabo and Swags trying to... hey, Christopher Froome, let's go! Trying to reach...
Frebo and Swaxon have the 4 riders and the other 3.
Interesting tactical choices. What do you guys think? 3 is a balanced number. Is 4 is that numerical advantage useful for them? Is it a risk? Snake?
It's in such percentages
Depends
that
a
the
lot on
strongest can create
what kind
some
of rider
gaps.
do they have in front, because like 3 is enough if you want to sustain in front, but bringing 4 in the break means you don't have to do any work behind.
The rider is looking to give the
But
pack the
if
slip.
the break gets too much ahead, you might be in a bit of trouble behind, because with only one rider, he will crack easily when it accelerates behind.
Pass already launching his remaining team from the peloton, trying to complete the actual team attack. Let's see if he arrives. He seems to be about to get into the break group right now. Meanwhile, for a bit, we had Agap playing the role of El Colombiano, trying to attack with his 3 riders at the front, but now situation is back as it was with 2 main groups.
And Besso
Yes,
managed to bring everyone in front.
Pretty much.
Yes. And Frabo still putting some pace, now Basso as well, to try and make sure the break survives. And we go into the first KOM that I am also not going to try and pronounce, despite Swaxon asking me to.
There's a breakaway in the
He's
lead.
also...
Sorry, George.
He's a Turkish.
Okay, probably.
I think it's a Turkish stage, yes.
Güzel Su. Then.
So
Okay.
I was hoping you'd be able to pronounce it, George.
Falling behind.
So I think that the puncher has been nerfed a bit, but I still think that he could be the main guy for this stage, given the last 30 Ks.
Yeah,
Or will
I
it be
think
too hard?
The puncher is the kind of obvious choice for at least for the finish, but
Want to go it alone.
I don't think the stage will be hard enough to completely put him out of the race. But with attacks and stuff, he can be left behind. But I think it's still the puncher that will win this stage.
Well, a lot of these players seem to be committed to puncher for finish and mountain guy for kill and wins.
I don't think we have discussed the potential riders to fight for this stage. What do you guys think?
We just did.
Okay, but would you like to give a couple more thoughts about it?
I think
why is that?
I think
Really?
Basso wins with the 7-7.
Good one.
I mean, Joe Whiteley. When Joe Whiteley says that, we even if he's joking, we always take it seriously because he is the guy that is the master of the 77 sprinters. Keep that in mind.
I don't take it personally, but
Well,
I think with the flat finish and plenty of
But I was playing
Uh,
as usual with Chicone, relentless
also,
attacking.
I also
Strong.
want to welcome Gamer Nikolias, Megzil, D2, that is the brother of Yanu and Tuanu. Ilio had already said hello to him, and Sean Cole. Welcome, guys. And right now, Chicone, as a friend of us would say in the past, is doing a solo move, 29 seconds on the second group. The break has had some splits there.
This is important for Bravo because there are three sprints very close to each other, including an intermediate sprint, which gives lots of points. So if he can get across there, then he can recover quite well on the downhill, and he'll be in a really good place for the classification, Bravo.
43 seconds. Can he make it into the next KOM? Right now, it's not looking bad, but it's still a short gap. Giulio Ciccone, the 82 mountain rider of Bravo, begins now a little bit of ascending that final bump in the road before a short downhill, and then he will climb into what's that name, whatever it is, because I'm not even gonna try.
And the two groups behind are pretty close to each other, so we might see a reunion between those two.
And Mia, could you remind in chat that this is an exhibition event and we encourage the players to go crazy?
They are already, I wouldn't say super crazy, but it's been a very interesting start.
Mm-hmm. We do want super crazy though.
Yes, always. Although Emea is not there to do public service announcements of that kind. He's there to stream and host
Really?
and all that crap. We have 124.5 kilometers to go. We are up the, I don't know, Cavadere, something like that. And
Yeah.
it's a 4.5 kilometer climb with 1 kilometer of altitude and 7.1% average. Trouble still has around 30 seconds. It's looking good for this KOM. Emea, go to the front. KOM, bro, KOM.
Yeah, we wouldn't expect him to lose time given he's the mountain guy. So from the bottom of his climb until the end, he should have all of the sprints in his pocket. Because surely he won't be out of yellow, not a chance.
Yeah, he should be taking the second, the third, and the first place in the intermediate sprint, I think.
That's right. Perhaps even the third cut after the downhill. If he
Yeah,
wishes
but
to
I
continue.
don't think I'll go full gas after the downhill.
Exactly,
I'll try to
yeah.
recover a bit to maybe play for
Mhm.
the first cut.
Behind
agree.
Emea? Behind?
Is launched.
Only 10
It
seconds.
seems
maybe
like
I'll
that's
catch.
about second place there. But only 5Ks to go for the sprint now. And it seems like Frabo is actually going to be caught here. Miko is pressing hard.
Yep, he's
Yes,
not
it's
going to
out
reach
there.
the actual sprint with an advantage. And as we see, he is pretty much caught, still has the front, but now everyone is desperately chasing him.
He
A
also
downhill
has the
sprint though.
77 there, so maybe I'll play for it now.
Breakaway.
Nitsulo and the will of get Xavier.
This is a long climb.
Wait, there are two Nitsulas? Hold on a minute.
I see Basso taking the lead, and he's going to take the sprint, the first place at least, and the second goes for Miko Totorega, fourth for Fravo.
And Basso should continue, although he doesn't seem to be for the KOM in 1.5K.
He's definitely.
I think he is. He just doesn't have any red bar, but I think he's.
Yeah, okay. That's why
Now-
he's going to sprint there at all.
And now we have Hulikul showing his presence with Dushan and Madouas.
Here comes Basso and Miko. Ooh!
That was close!
Yo, that was a 4-6.
I think that happens more often than you think on a KO.
Yeah.
Especially when the rider doesn't have red bar.
And
that's-
I think Basso got it.
Yeah, I think that was a more normal move than.
Team leader is falling behind.
10 kilometers until the Balkaya. Could you check ML when possible who did what in that sprint, or in that KOM, sorry?
Interestingly, the peloton is 2.5 minutes
Basso,
behind. That's a big
Hooli,
gap.
Miko, and Hooli. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they are very far behind.
So if I'm not careful, with 100k to go, this could go until the finish.
Perhaps.
Yeah, but with those two Cat 1 climbs consistently after each other, I think
Mhm.
and Swagson has his full team behind, so that's already a mitigating factor.
Thing is, though, most of the strong riders are in the front group due to the
That's true.
type of the race until now.
They are the ones going for the KOMs, I guess. Interesting to keep an eye on. Don't think he's.
Now Basso attacking. Again, 3 riders this time. Tries to go into the Balkaya alone. Daniel Miko following.
Who would have
Trying
thought?
to catch him quickly. Yes, the shot.
Ecuadorian Gebeda Xavier.
Again, 3 riders this time.
Rizolo, the Norwegian sprinter.
Yeah.
Swagson seems to be committed to get back here with 14.
Swagson actually got a gap there, and all hell is breaking loose. Everything is exploding. It is Basso aiming to take the 1, 2, 3, or in this case, I think it's the yeah, it is the 1, 2, 3 in the Coembro, as Daniel Miko would say, but he's not here. He's playing.
Problem is, this is only third cut. We should try and focus more on the first cuts that are coming up. And
Yeah, and he already lost 1 helper. He's going with Chuka and Sverchek.
It is bold to go for the cut through on these two.
Basso crossing the line with the 1, 2, 3, and then Daniel Miko will take the 4th.
But it's
No more
also
fun.
not like the other guys behind didn't have the pace as well to actually bring it back. So I think everybody's using about the same amount of energy.
Yeah, and
I mean,
the
let's
climb
sit
is-
behind,
Basso
try and see
crossing the
how
line
the
with the
favorite
1,
scoop
2,
exploded.
3,
It's
and
interesting
then
to see
Daniel Miko
Swagson's
will
situation
take the
because
4th.
he's missing out on all these inline points, and if he has any chance of a good placement, he needs to win on stage. But that's going to be difficult if he's going to be the one pacing everyone back as the only non-representative in the front.
Yeah, it's definitely a good point. Swagson, after missing on all the KOMs and intermediate sprints, will definitely need, ideally for him, the win of the stage. And the way he might bring back everyone could be detrimental to him. Let's see how it goes.
Good thing for him is that the front is in many pieces, which means that many riders are working more than they could be.
And Basso trying to take his rider back into the ones further ahead with the help of Daniel Miko. Help, circumstantial help, obviously.
What was
and
that
also,
then?
Miko seems to be pacing for his 77 behind. So, I mean, if he is, he's not catching Basso because Basso is the 82 and the hill guy in front.
Everyone from the favorite group is back together, and Swagson is still has 5 riders. And Basso continues his 1-2 venture, or at least another attempt, and he's going to succeed. He's going to take the 1-2 in that Coembro Coem. Not forcing the pace too much, just enough to keep Pico behind. If it's the 1-2 you're going to say.
We're into the second half of the race. The riders are going to be more and more on their guard.
I guess something.
Cooley and Nagab trying to pick up the pieces
Yeah,
between the peloton.
it hasn't been an easy race for them either. Right now, Basso and Miko are getting most of the points at stake.
They will not have the numbers at the end of the stage, but in an inline race, that's not the biggest important thing.
Yeah, especially with the amount of points at stake here. Those getting them, even if they don't end up with a good stage classification, they might compensate for it with all of the points that they can get here.
Yeah,
And as you
Basso is scoring a
explained-
lot of points right now.
Yeah. And as Snake explained, Basso is now extending the gap as Miko is trying to preserve his 77 sprinter.
Agap trying to drop Holy Coals might not be the best move for him with the only rider he has left at the front, and Holy Coals has 3. Trabo now making another move.
Yeah, behind we have a huge group. The Swaxon group caught Frabo. And now they'll work with at least 2, maybe 3 to catch everyone.
And may I give us a little bit less zoom when you can?
And a view that doesn't go
This
into the
climb
trees.
features some dreadful percentages.
We can a bit lit, but yeah, good. Now Agap is
Oh, and-
actually on the chase here.
Miko is not dropping 77, so it makes
And Agap has already passed him and goes with Pazum to trying to get Tuka. He's gonna
Agap could win the sprint here. Agap is strong enough to
Oh.
take the victory
He's
here.
gonna
That's
get POM.
Team leader is falling behind.
That is
very well
impressive.
played.
Over 3 minutes. Predictions for the stage, guys. Can these guys at the front pick up the pieces and take the stage?
No, I think they went too deep in here. Obviously, it's not that hard from now onwards, but I think that Swaxon and Frabo will have the upper hand here.
There's a
Because
lot-
even though they're 4 minutes behind almost, these guys are just destroyed in the front.
Yeah, but these guys will be fully regen by the next game.
Yeah, Basso has 2, everyone else 1. I mean, I don't get why Miko spent that much time with this 77 in the wheel if he's just trying to make it blow up.
Yeah.
Either
I
you
think
work for
there's,
him or you use him in protection. And now he just wasted a bit of bars in protection points with his leader. And now his 77 is just behind every group.
Time gap is
I was gonna
going
say-
between Swaxon favorites to Basso and Agap.
They have the numbers here, but instead of using them, they just see.
Tuka is
They're
attacking.
just sitting on.
Ulikos may be a dark horse for the race because he has 2 in front, I think. Oh, no, Bouchard
Nope,
is-
never mind.
Okay, so I guess he just
I
waited.
think
with everyone.
it'd be hard to see.
Okay.
Guys, let's take a quick look here at the Swaxon situation. He has 4 riders left, probably even 3 after this move attempt. He's 4.5 minutes down. There's 70 kilometers to go. What's the move for him?
I don't know because Frabo has like 5 and really if they committed 2-3 riders each, they probably have to choose the back. But
Yeah, and that,
I just think it's the usual breakdown in communication agreement between the guys.
Swaxon says no more work for me. I just noticed that.
Yeah, and Basso is pacing for Miko not to get back. So Miko will be pacing behind too with Frabo and Swaxon, but they do have 4 minutes advantage and Basso has 2. So he might go very far with this group.
I think this is the winning move, and I think Agap is on for a good second place.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, Miko is sure of a 4th place maximum with this
I don't.
situation.
Yeah, but I think these are the only 3 riders who will survive from this breakaway. I think the rest will be.
Yeah, I agree. Miko alone
Yeah.
can't like stay between the 2 groups and hope for a result. So
Well,
he'll
mainly
just
the
wait.
intermediate sprint and QM, I think, is his purpose there.
The problem is Frabo is more interested in trying to attack solo than actually contributors.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. I think they have a chance of maybe fighting for 4th place, but
I really think the peloton could come back if they can just
This is
get
the last
together
third of
and
the race.
keep
The team
working,
leaders
but
have-
it doesn't seem to be the case until now.
Guys, we had a poll in the stream, and people voted, I think 60% of voters said that Agap or Hooligans would win the stage. But I don't think there would be a agreement here with you guys on the booth.
what was the poll results again?
Agap or Hooli would win the stage. 60% said.
Well, I think we know that Basso is going to win this stage probably now. Maybe Agap as well has something to say about that. I mean, I don't know. Agap has the climber here now.
Yes. Maybe he can surprise but like if Basso is fully committed with the puncher, he can't lose the sprint.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much the 82 from Basso can pace for because it's down to 3 minutes now, so Okay,
Yeah.
now
And,
a gap is
and the gap is
facing in
falling
front.
down. Yeah, the gap is actually continuing to go down.
Yeah, I mean, but when you have moves like this from Frabo, you're not going to bring back the
Yeah, this is not going to help at all. Instead of continuing to work, and they could work together, but Slaxon obviously tired of carrying the group said, "Fuck that."
Maybe if they realize they are like full bars behind, they just go in 99 because they.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, I think it's expected that the breakaway loses time on the descent because that's where Basso is going to be facing slower to regen his
Yeah.
bars. So.
The Kuchlukoi is underway, 6.8 kilometers for 596 meters of altitude at 5.6% average, 5.8 until the KOM, and let's see if there's cooperation here.
And also, what might be noted is that there are 18 in the peloton, so that means there must have some 77 sprinters.
There's a move and it's trouble again, the shock.
Yeah. I think that the crucial bit is now Miko is being absorbed by the peloton, so that's another person willing to be able to face behind.
A-Gap only has 2 riders left, but he has one at the front, obviously. So it's 2 minutes. It's suddenly starting not to look bad for the peloton.
Yeah, but I think even if it does come back, Basso's in the bird seat because he's got his riders behind getting a free ride. And to be fair, I don't imagine Sivchek is going to be that bad.
Yeah, because he's
Robert's not
declared with like 2.5 minutes advantage, so
Yeah.
he'll get better bars when they come back. And likely better domestics too, because they're just like.
Grandissimo Frabo is in panic mode right now.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how to call it because he's making a last gasp attempt to bridge the Basso.
Ooh, and A-Gap is dropped on Kuchlukoi. Basso is going for the 1-2 here.
A-Gap is attacking, yeah.
A-Gap is attacking behind, actually.
So he might have got dropped, not paying attention.
Yeah, he's probably just lacked a bit of concentration though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And get
Ooh, Peter's in the mud.
Yeah, I think
Peter's
it's
in the
the
mud.
favorite suite. Thank you.
He only had one job to do, and that was to stay with Basso. I don't know why he was too concentrated on the rise behind.
And you can also take quills for the intermittent sprints, but maybe it was
Yeah.
dropped before.
I think he should get back on, but it's definitely not helped.
Frabo is in the Schloss Potato, or what's the German word?
Yes.
Yes. Right now, he's in the middle of nowhere. He's between the favorites group and the front group, and it's not looking bright. Future isn't looking bright for him right now.
But also, A-Gap
Basso
is
has given up.
Basso won't attack, likely, because that would be hurting his chances to get to the finish line. So he has to like stay in the wheels and pray.
Gap stabilizing again. It's around 250, and A-Gap manages to still stick around with Basso. He's going to need to pray for something here, as he already died. I think it was at the last KOM.
No, I don't think he ran out of energy. I think
Yeah, he just got dropped.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah, we did mention the distraction and all of that.
Frabo's on for a nice third place there.
Riders from A-Gap and Basso are dropped in the favorites group.
If anything, the favourites group should have started pacing a bit more back.
Yeah, but I mean, even if Basso loses the stage somehow, he'll still be like first by a large margin because he took like every carry sprint, intermittent sprint. So he has a huge gap right now. But we know Basso is not settling for anything.
Daniel
And
Nico taking the front.
So I believe at the finish it will be Basso, Miko, Frabo, A-Gap.
As in rankings?
No, at the finish.
As in the stage. Interesting.
Yes.
Tuka still has something left in the bag of tricks of the energy management of Basso to continue pacing for Svorchek.
He'll pace until the foot of the climb
and then it will be time for Svorchek to actually use his bars.
It will be interesting to see what A-Gap is going to do if he's going to...
Swaxon trying the move, does not get the gap though.
Miko's still playing for the same distance.
I mean, he should have been the best 77 because he was the first cross the edge, like first at the time, but then he left it a bit behind, so he might have like worst green.
All right, 144 to Frabo. Frabo is only now at 115 from the favorites, and there's a move behind. Oh no, Frabo
No,
lost the rider.
that's a
Frabo lost
mistake.
the rider. Okay, now still not looking good.
Not in Basco.
Yeah, no,
Watch out,
since
the
Frabo is
team leader is
alone,
falling
he's not coming
behind.
back.
As expected,
Timing
Basso would
is
lose his climber here, and now Agap forcing or trying to force the place for the KOM.
I think he just wants to go home with it because he knows
Yeah,
he can just
yeah.
send back over here once.
Maybe they
The
have a
riders are
deal.
going through a
It
very
is not a
important
bad
move.
idea, but
Percentages
I
above
don't think he
10%.
might be able to execute it versus Basso, a prime sprinter of intermediates that is Basso. But let's see. Let's see. Basso takes it.
The Hell guy is better on this kind of efforts.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think
And
Frabo
has
might
more
be
speed.
caught though in the preparations for the sprint. Although I did notice that Frabo has a 76.
Again, Swaxon banned on the run, but Huli Cool is the one chasing now, and Huli has nothing going on for him, so interesting race situation right now. I see Agap has 2, Miko 2, and I think Basso still has 2 in there as well.
and Agap is working in front with Basso, so they should make it all the way.
Gap is 2 minutes now, but a little too late, so they'll have to play for the third place.
And that's Swatson and Miko get a gap. Then Swatson trusts Miko. I don't know what Miko is doing there.
I don't know what Miko's doing.
Swaxon gets the gap, and Swaxon is going into Frabo hunting.
Who's coming? It's 77 or the Hell guy?
10
The
kilometers
future,
remaining.
the hill guy.
Okay. I mean,
Miko just ruined my prediction.
Miko works for the sprint of all stages.
Basso's 3 behind. Okay, 2. I think Swaxon might have a shot, actually. To come
He
back.
should take third place.
Interesting to note that Basso has 3 riders in the peloton.
I think they might come back on the 2.
If A-Gap didn't work, Swagson could be on for that.
Mm.
I think A-Gap's going to work just enough because he wants to get second.
49 seconds now, guys. Very few kilometers to go, but let's see. Do they still have the energy to make this work?
Like I said, if A-Gap doesn't contribute and he sits in battle,
Only 5 kilometers left.
5k, Swagson comes back.
40
Yeah.
seconds, 4.9
But
kilometers.
I think Padden's already given Stivchek enough relays to.
Yeah, I agree that Agap worked a lot, so it's not like they'll just sit there and get seconds.
Christopher Froome, Stephen Cummings, and
Padden is working now as well. So.
Yeah, so it should be Basso, Agap, Swaxon, Frabo, and then whatever is left.
27 seconds, 1.9 to go.
Yeah.
We're running into the final sprint. Sorry to interrupt you, Joe. It's Agap actually at the front. Basso is on his wheel. Swaxon desperate to take them, but the two still have 16 seconds. They're going to start going now. Agap still taking Basso with him. Basso is going to finalize. And Basso's going to take the stage win. Second place is going to be Agap. It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
He managed the
Oh.
sprint like a master of
Swaxon
his
takes
craft.
first.
Yeah, so-
He was certainly the
Will
fastest
still
today.
take
The riders
fourth.
bringing up their rear hip
Yes,
maintenance.
and
With
we-
willpower. This
Daniel
stage
Mikko,
was
ladies and gentlemen,
Miko.
is the first person of the day to be in the mud. Sixth and last
Miko
place.
won't even score points.
No, he won't.
Come on.
Yeah, I think Agap would be kicking himself because if he didn't relay on that false flat, he would have won because
Yeah, he could have made it cracked on the
he
last
didn't have any
time.
yellow bar. I understand why he worked because he was afraid of Steve Cummings and Formula coming back, and then he'd probably end up finishing fourth in the sprint. But I think he had the better bars, so I think he could
Guys.
have played a game of chicken.
Guys, Basso in a prime position there after only one stage, loads of intermediate points, stage win. Agap secures the second place. Swaxon still comes back. Frabo, that was in the middle of nowhere, pretty much ended up in the middle of nowhere. And while Huli Cool starts to be in a big disadvantage, Miko is even worse. What do you guys expect?
But Miko
how-
gets the stage, the KOMs. Though.
But how will this change the actual 2 stages that are still to come now?
I
Everyone
don't
was
think
successful.
the ranking will change much for the second one because it's kind of a flat one with a lot of KOMs, so they'll just go full gas on them. So I don't think the ranking will inflate that much.
Do you think that there's not going to be some kind of politics, for example, expecting the first classified to work at some points, the
Yeah,
little things like that?
I think Basso will be in the front more than working behind. So we'll see.
All right, and we are waiting on the official classification to know how will this translate into points. I can tell you that Basso got. Hold on. Oh yes, I'm getting a reminder. I'm getting a reminder that last season, last World Championships, the opening tour, at the time it was a tour, the opening event, was won by Basso, Ilanissimo Frabo was second, and Swexen was third. So these three
And may
are here.
abandon.
No, no, no.
Zero. Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. So 68 to go. Should have 0 when the stage ended.
When they say started, you mean?
Yes, start.
I think that's what he meant. Yeah.
So, Basso, A-gap,
Yeah,
Swexen.
there's a gap between the 7th guy of Basso, so Miko scores no point for the stage.
Yeah, Miko will only take Carl Ems. I don't know if he did anything on the intermediate sprints, maybe, so he'll take those points with him, but it might be a disadvantage for the French, depending on how Hulikos actually did in the intermediates as well.
I have to say, I'm impressed with how Swaction finished the stage. He got pretty close, and I didn't expect that. And to get third as well, best of the red.
Some good points for Daniel Miko here in the KLM.
Yeah.
Hulikos doesn't have many. We will see how this translates as soon as the exports are counted, but it seems like it will be a great lead for Basso. If he has the lead we expect to be relatively big, he might just need to be in the fence here, right?
I think somebody's got to change their play style up a little bit if they change their instead. Because I think you saw there very clearly that half the lobby was willing to go for the game, kind of at least contest that stage, and half the people were like, well, Basso's already won the stage, I'm just going to sit and do nothing. So I think it's quite a bad mentality to have, because we saw with Swagson, if it probably wasn't for pattern relaying, Swagson probably would have come back from 4 minutes down pretty much after those two cat ones and won the stage. So I think that just proves that just because someone has a massive advantage, and yes, they are a brilliant player, if not the best player, you can't say never. It's up to the guys in the lobby to galvanize each other to actually pace. But I think on this second stage, as Snake said, I don't think it's going to be played out in the same way, because it's probably going to be a sprint. However, the category, the climbs, and obviously the intermediate sprints will be hotly contested, I would imagine, by the punchers.
Yeah, and I think it would be a great mistake to let someone go before the succession of climbs, because if someone can manage to get like a 30-40 seconds gap with like 2 or 3 riders, they'll just sweep the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, quick word from our sponsor. Keep in mind, these are the opening moments, so to speak, of the PCM World Cup 2024, hosted by PCM UK, sponsored by Cyanide and Nacon. Pro Cycling Manager 2024 and Tour de France 2024 will be out later this year, probably around the summer. And we are preparing for stage 2, and I am also waiting for the confirmation of the current standings so that I can announce them. As we wait, we look at stage 2, Auxy-le-Château Dunkerque, and this might be a sprint fest in so many ways because there's so many consecutive KOMs here. What to expect?
Well, I think those category climbs are going to throw the cats amongst the pigeons, people would say. I don't think it's going to be your usual bunch sprint, because a lot of the domestiques that would be used to keep the race together are going to be used on the KOMs.
Do we think that a break, or how much of a possibility does a break have? Like, for example, happened in the first stage, in comparison with this one, where there's a lot of action in the middle.
I do know that Basso loves those up and down small
Mhm.
hills, especially with cobble. But the question is whether he'll be allowed up front.
I mean, even if he likes the terrain, if he doesn't get a gap, he can't like work his magic and try to go solo. So I don't think we'll see a break winning because everyone will just go full on them. And I mean, maybe we'll get a break winning every KMs, but then he'll just bring back and play for a sprint. But now the question will be how many lead out men would there be for the sprint? Because if it's pretty fast stage, maybe you'll get like three riders to launch. And I mean, it would be interesting to see which kind of rider will win because maybe the 82 sprint can survive, but if the pace is too fast, maybe someone might play for the 77. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I really don't believe that the sprinter will survive this. He's just too hilly and too cobbly, perhaps, and also the win at the end will drain out some yellow that's remaining. I really
I
believe
think
that due to the nature of the fight for those KMs, it will be for the perhaps the cobble guy even
Hmm.
in a rigid sprint.
I think on a given stage, the sprinter would easily survive this, but given the context of the category climbs, those climbs are not going to be ridden at a slow pace by any means. So, and there's very little areas of recovery, and I honestly
Yeah.
think if you go into this stage thinking about the stage before the KOMs, you're probably going to lose because I think you need to prioritize the KOMs, and the stage is going to be somewhat of an afterthought, I think, for many.
Guys, we have the updated standings, and it's massive. Basso is leading 196 points. Agap is second, 98 points. Frabo is third, 61 points. Then with 55 comes Swagson, Daniel Miko in fifth, 49. And in the mud is Hulikul, sixth place, 32 points. There's almost 200 points, 100 points difference between uh, first and second. So,
Yeah.
At least we should have a good start here with a QM within 2Ks.
It's cobble climb too, so a bit of energy on the
And Basso is with his whole team in the front, lucky
Yeah.
him.
3 stars as well.
I hope
Guys.
Iman doesn't make his role of having to wait.
This was all about luck, like
Oh, the
losing
pace
front.
is too.
Basso's gonna take maybe 1-2. Yes, he does. And
Yeah.
then Swagson takes third and fourth. That's 3 points overall for Swags, 8 for Basso. Guys, that win at the end, might it affect the actual sprint?
I wouldn't say it would affect the sprint, but it would affect the lead out, as seen the size of it.
I think it'll cause quite a few extra blocks, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a weird movement in like wind sections, but it also depends on the orientation of the wind and
Yeah.
how much. Like if it's 20, like it won't change that much. If it's like headwind, like 40, like you have to launch a bit like later.
We are gonna get our wind socket here powered on in a few moments because it might be something interesting for that stage ending. And we have now Frabo with 4 guys at the front. They have has 3 swags too, and then Omiko 3. So Hulikals and Basso not represented, but everyone is back together as they were when Svrchek was attacking.
And
There
here
we go.
comes Michael.
Everyone is in the break.
Yeah, it just depends who's in the break, I guess.
Yes, we're trying to find out who has who where.
Some have
So
4,
that's two.
some have 2. Yeah. A-gap's looking
Bass on the left, Mick on the right, Agap in the middle, and here comes the Basso train. Full line out.
Considering Surcanche is being fought for right now, it's going to be Agap.
Ooh, Agap! Wait,
Yeah,
what?
I gap.
No, it's
Kononenko.
Agap surely.
Yeah, Kononenko took 3 points, the Ukrainian 82 sprinter. Interesting.
Oh, that's the overall. Right.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but he
That's-
took 3
that's-
points, so he won.
yeah,
So it's
And
fourth
Swaxon
guy.
got away behind.
Yeah, Swagson's going to bridge his full team, but I don't think it's. I think it's a bit too early because it's not even like he's going to get the benefit of taking KOMs because there's only one more, and then there's a gap.
He was outnumbered in the front though, so he needed to take some sort of action.
Yeah, there's a massive gap between him and Basel, for example. And it's interesting. It's risky, obviously, but he is indeed at least having the mentality of trying something bold.
You can't escape the Daniel Miko pacing behind.
Especially when Hooli is quite concentrated on pacing in front.
Oh, he's attacking. That's new.
Exactly, got it.
Miko expanding his book of tricks, his bag of tricks. Sorry.
Miko, what are you doing?
I'm not sure about this gameplay, but it's interesting to say.
Yeah, I mean, it helps Swaxon at least, because if everyone is attacking when full gas, he was just the first to do it.
Yeah.
Is the
Yeah.
sprint inside the wind section?
No, I think it stops. Oh no, yeah, okay. It's
Oh,
on
nice.
the way.
Falling behind.
Should
that's
see
okay.
that.
It's
Should
true.
see Daniel McClay potentially going off this one for Swaxon, although he gets blocked.
Quote
by,
the sample is going to be for
Attack.
Basso
again.
or McClay. It's going to be Basso with the first, McClay with the second, and the third goes for Basso as well. Basso already has 12 points, 15 points. Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
82 Sprinter has won the last 2 4-cat climbs, so that's interesting too.
Yeah, it is indeed. Not surprised that he's able to win it, because I think he's definitely strong enough to win it with the acceleration. But
Personally,
interested in the sense that it shows that the players are not hanging about for the 82 finish.
personally, I would do the same. Actually, not work for him. I think, like George said earlier, it would be useless. I think this is gonna be. There's gonna be a lot of pace, a lot of KOMs there. I think getting most out of his speed for these KOMs and intermediate sprints would be a good choice. I would
Well,
do
this
it,
is
personally.
interesting that AGAP and Swagson are actually working together to bridge it.
Me personally, I would kind of try to work for the 82 Sprinter, but what is true is that if you try to work for him, he'll
And
miss on every KM.
Agap launching himself to try and catch Frabo. Frabo, Hulicles, Basso, and Miko still have their riders behind. Delicate position for those guys right now.
Yeah, there's a few 77 sprinters behind, and Miko's got 3 riders behind as well.
Yeah,
so-
Miko
The
should
front
be
group is disorganized,
trying to
and some
place
riders
behind.
are exploiting this
6 month
opportunity to
train.
attack.
I think the only,
Six-man train.
the only fortunate thing for the guys behind is that they're not missing out on any KMs.
It's
but
1 minute. It's starting to become a bit precarious for
Miko
them.
doesn't go
Basso,
hard.
stop dropping.
There's an attack
Well,
group at the front.
the thing is, this is the most Frabo
I mean,
thing you're going to see probably in this World Championships. Attacking up front while everyone's pacing him, and then being dropped behind and not pacing when everyone's pacing him. So he's kind of losing both battles. One at the front because he's being caught, and one behind because he's being paced again.
He's just hoping for the 1, 2, 3 on the intermediate sprint,
Yeah.
which gives a lot of point to be honest, but I don't know if...
Hoping that the pace stops after it as well, I'd imagine.
Is this a 6 month train attack? Oh my god, it is. I love you, Swaxon.
Beautiful sight.
And the game announcer says Pascal Ackerman. I'm pretty sure it's Fred Wright, but whatever. I think it's going to be Basso now to take up the pace. So.
And behind we
Basso
have
does not like the fact that he's not in the front.
Yeah, I think Miko's left Frabo behind, but I think they're back again.
Yeah, so maybe
Who's in A1?
Basso lost his 77, I guess, because he was behind. Maybe.
Yeah, he lost his 77 and 77 mountain.
Okay.
Oh, Miko's in
So
A1.
okay, that's Miko. And Frabo is really behind.
Frabo behind with his sprinter. I don't think
Oh,
he cares because I think he wants this.
I think he's going to do 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
Yep.
gets left behind by Kononenko.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a lot of points, but
It is.
the most of points you get is for first, obviously.
Swaxon versus Basso, and it's gonna be Basso taking the
Yeah,
2
so he's
points.
for 18
falling behind.
doing 2, 3, 4, and
Yeah.
I get
Swaxon
those
won
12.
the sprint from the peloton ahead of Sagan. I think this is where Frabo just hopes and prays that nobody paces now.
Yeah, but with a dead 79 flat rider, you're not going anywhere.
I think Frabo shouldn't have sprinted there and just rolled through for second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, I would agree. Really interesting.
Sorry, guys. I missed
Acceleration by
Interesting.
Pascal
How did it
Ackerman.
Kononenko for AGAP won.
Jesus Christ.
Bravo got second, third, and fourth. There's a lot of riders being thrown out the back of the peloton.
Oh,
Yeah.
Basso
in the back
managed
there?
to get his 77 back, I think.
Yeah.
So that's important.
I was in solo back. That's interesting.
So now I think you can't expect anyone to get let in the break because everyone wants to attack.
Expect
the
a Basso
KOMs.
move, yeah.
People want these KOMs, and there's going to be about 50k. No, but not probably about 40 kilometers of non-stop attacking. So
Mhm.
if you're already behind, and you've already spent a lot of energy, you could be screwed. What I'm talking about.
Yeah, and also on this type of terrain, you're not like getting a lot of bar advantage behind.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even lose more. So you don't need to be in the front.
I think everyone should just recover here. Which
And,
is why
and Clarkson is going.
As we go back to the beginning, 36 riders, but Swaxer immediately strikes back 4 riders.
Nobody chases though, but I think it's a bit too early.
Yeah,
if a group here can get before 10k of the first time, if they can get a minute or so, then they could have a good
Oh
chance.
well, yeah. If the group, if there's a breakaway that gets a minute before the first climb, they're literally 1, 2, 3 every single climb because it's so good down. You can't really close the gap.
This is
As
very
you
frustrating.
As you saw on our screen, ladies and gentlemen, we did have the replay of that moment. It has been working out well so far. Let's see if it keeps going that way.
Basso understands the danger.
And Basso's going to join with 4 riders, but everyone is still very close, so let's see how this goes.
I really hope we enter this KOM frenzy with no break, so that we can have the peloton sprinting for every single one of them. That would be nice.
Did they abandon with riders? No, everyone made it back. So
Everyone is back. Round and round we go. Back to where we started. We are.
I think if somebody makes an attack here, it would be interesting because normally the first attack always gets
taking the front. We know what that means.
Swaxon knows that it's like pretty like low risk, high reward.
But everyone
You're not going to get away when Basso's in the lobby though, because he understands.
Yeah, of course.
30
I mean, everyone.
Igadissimo Fraba putting his team to the front. Let's see if he's also going to try something. But at this point, the KOM is coming soon.
Interesting that Frabo is now choosing to attack.
And Igadissimo Fraba goes with 4 riders.
Got a gap?
He does get a gap though, which is the important thing.
Yeah, I think he'll probably take it, but it's the energy you spend, isn't it? I think he needs to
Look at the first one behind.
No, there are 4 leaders at the back, not a chance.
Needs to get Ciccone off the front because Ciccone was
Miko is very bad positioned.
Yes, indeed.
Everyone's making their move, and it's Swaxon taking the lead. Basso is coming from behind.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
Too close.
I think we'll see a lot of these types of blocks though, because
yeah, that's just you can't avoid them.
Because you can't sprint at a KOM. Once you've finished your red bar, it goes to maintain position quite often.
Yes. And also, like the pace is so high that everyone like coming from.
Basso's gonna steal this one with the 1-2.
Why did nobody contest that?
That's the thing I'm wondering, and why is no one contesting this?
We have
one as well?
narrow roads, and the next time is like.
Ooh, Swaxon through the middle. Nice one.
I think we used too much there. Gashing
yeah.
He takes it though.
And that would be interesting because
well, Hooli should get a 1-2-3 on this one because he's got position and it's going to be problem.
I think there will be gaps.
Oh, he's blocking battle. That's a good position. Great position.
It's the Kemmelberg.
It's the caliber. Oh, and it's going to be Swaxon, I think.
Swaxon, yeah, with Steve Cummings.
Tremendous
performance. He's got a gap. He's got a gap. There is like 6k though before the next climb. So maybe
if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be Cummings though.
There's a 10-man group 1 minute behind.
So we have the replay on our screen. Sorry to interrupt, guys. The replay on our screen. Swaxon stealing it out of nowhere. Perfect replay. Thank you so much, Emil.
Okay, it's Miko. But the peloton is just very stretched out. But now it will be.
You have to play your cards right on these climbs because you cannot contest all of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also, it's like it's worse to like kill riders if you get a gap, even if they can't contest the stage then. But if you get like 2 or 3 KMs, it's very worse.
I think the big cobble sector is the castle. Castle should be on for this one.
Not a very steep profile for the Rotherberg, but there's some steepness there at the end.
Kolenenko's making a charge on
Yeah.
there.
And
Agap is just going for the 82 sprinter every time. Oh, he might have got it. No, it
One-
doesn't, I think.
Ega got second there.
Basso and Agap got second indeed. Third was for Basso as well. And I think
Ega
fourth.
turning his chances.
I mean, as you can see, there's a player that's very bad position, and it's not easy
It should
to
be
get
for
back to the
Swaxon.
front.
Yeah,
So
the effort you have to make to get back to the front.
yeah,
And
so I think it's
Agap attacking, but let's see if it
Like
wasn't too
that.
soon. It was, and Basso's gonna, Swaxon's gonna take, if not all, at least first 3 spots.
I tell you what,
I'm big
Agap
behind.
might only have one rider in this front group. And
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
Conor.
noticed. Come and see behind. What's going on?
Agap's only got one rider, and it's his Duracell bunny Kononenko because he's just got no.
And he must be there because he's been sprinting in most of the camps with him.
Yeah. I swear he's only got one rider in this front part of the group.
Here we
Back
are
to the
again,
away.
watching the replay, and I think Basso is still fourth.
He was. Swagson got a 1, 2, 3, and Basso got 4.
Yes, and Monoir now.
He should be a 1, 2, 3 from Basso. Maybe there's one rider of Swagson there.
Yeah, positioning from Basso is great, and he's already accelerating into it with Kaneki. And let's see, Swaxon comes to
Swagson's going to get that.
Oh,
Ooh, he's going to get that third place. No, Kononenko again.
couple of turns, yeah.
Oh, I see a second Agap rider there at the back of this group.
He needs to help his mate because I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
Who's
can we have a
behind?
look at the
Who's behind?
5-man
A1.
group?
Yeah,
Yeah,
A1.
Yeah,
Oh, it's Agap.
That's why Kononenko's by himself.
but I
He's
mean, to
doing
be
a good job.
honest, yeah, he's doing pretty well with 82 sprinter.
I really wonder
Swaxon now
why
is one
and
because of the accelerating. Basso coming from his left side. Swaxon is trying for the 1, 2, 3. He's gonna take the 1, 2, 3. And Basso's
I'll tell you what, Swagson's
Bass and Swaxon are just exchanging blows here. Some
Yeah,
energy.
and to be fair, Swagson's doing great because he's got.
Mhm.
You can tell that he's only going for the KOs with a couple of.
Yeah.
Next time we cross the climb, you'll see the standings. There's only really 2 riders, but they're in the running for Swagson compared to Basso, who has like 6.
Yeah,
Finally, Clinton is going for a sprint.
Well-
He's been in front every single time, and he
Holy
just.
Coles takes first and third, I believe, and Basso second.
But look at that though. Cummings and McClay are the only 2 riders for Swagson in the actual top 10 in the standings. So I think that to me clearly says.
And that's 32 points, by the way.
With Cavendish for the final sprint, while trying
Exactly, yeah.
As we have the
Mhm.
Miko climb, the Mundicat. Don't think it'll be Miko though, because he's. To be fair, I haven't seen Miko. once.
yeah,
No, Agap is dropped.
He was already dropped.
He's starting to wake up a little bit to these climbs.
This climb features some
Sagan.
percentages.
And Basso had the lead, but Swaxon is still in that
Yeah,
fight.
sure.
And he's gonna
Let me
launch Cummings.
say-
He's gonna take the first. He's
Yeah.
gonna take maybe Hooli second,
third,
I think.
Yeah.
And third
Yeah,
for Swaxon as well.
second.
Yeah, I think Swagson got first and third. Madawar for Hooli.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was second. We're gonna see in the replay, obviously.
Yeah. And now we have 10 kilometers until the next climb, so maybe Agap will come back now.
It's a
Here we
big gap
have-
though.
Alright guys, here we have the replay, sorry to interrupt. It was Basso coming at the front, but Swaxon coming from the left side is going to go with Cummings, then Hooli Coles is going to appear to steal the second, third for Swags, fourth for Basso.
Tell you what, man.
Big absences
I'm
here by
impressed with these
Agap.
replays.
And
Impressed because it looks good.
It looks really
Agap.
good.
Agap's going to come back, but he's only got 4 riders. And to be fair, considering the
Pretty
fact
much
that Basso and Swagson have been challenging for these KOMs, and they have more riders,
Matthews.
it does show that not always expending energy at the front is a bad thing, because
Yeah.
it keeps you in position and you get points at the same time. As we have one rider from Miko taking a flyer. I don't know who it is, but I think it is a Miko rider. Yep.
You want, please?
That is a good move, to be fair.
Can we look at the
E1?
E1, yeah. It's
Oh,
Spots.
okay, so he might get them.
He might hold on to the castle bag as well.
He definitely needs to get something going on for him in this stage, and let's see. 1.5 kilometers to go, and Huli and Basso are taking the front.
Miko's going to try and get a second, maybe. Yeah.
Castleberg, you have like
Miko taking
Second.
Miko taking first place. We're gonna see Basso getting second, third, and whatever else. It's
uncontested though.
Look out, he's breaking away.
Back to the narrow roads.
And now Basso taking that position in the front. Let's see if he's going to persist and try to drop someone, but the positioning for him is great.
It's good for us because you can see him sprinting with the whole team there for the QM, but he also uses that advantage to keep the front of the peloton into these narrow roads.
I think the Montcassel is only 2 stars.
and I think it's large roads too.
Yeah, I don't know if it's large roads at the top, but I know at the start it definitely is.
Montcassel, we are at it right now. Miko has 3 kilometers to go, only 24 seconds. Still looks good for him. Let's see who takes the other spot.
And he's got the best rider, arguably, in the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Agap must be suffering in...
Yeah. I think he's just going to try hold on to the sprint now.
The good news for him is that there's only 2 difficulties left before the flat approach to the finish line.
The second part of the castle is actually 3 stars as well. So. As we turn now into the narrow roads.
Yeah, narrows here, and Miko's going to...
5 stars, by the way.
It was a great attack from
Miko takes it, Basso takes second place, and
Only just.
Swaxon
a lot of points for Basso.
Another Miko.
There's a gap there, though.
Yeah, the 5 stars. Oh, and you have a couple in downhill too.
And for the first time since the intermediate sprint, we see a couple of Fravo riders near the front.
E2, there's a split there. E2.
I don't think it will stick, to be honest.
I think it was just the remainders of the KOM fight, although I think Basso is trying to kick on a little bit.
Everyone seems to have like 4 riders for the sprint, I think.
Yeah, I think the better players who have done this, Basso and Swaxon, will have 3 and 4. I think Huli might have 4. Miko, I think, has also 4. A-Gap, I think, only has 2. And Fravo, I can only see, I think he has 4.
4.
But I think 4 riders while playing every KM is quite impressive.
Daniel Miko on his way to try and take the final KOM. Let's see.
He should be able to.
Yeah, Daniel Miko kind of saved his stage there, and now he has to hope for a great result in the sprint. But it's a pretty good attack.
Agreed.
13 seconds, now less. Basso is poising himself for the second and third place. And
so now we have to look at how many 82 sprint rider are in the groups. I know Basso has him. Saro, I think, is the 77. So I don't think Ulicos has him.
Are there any 82 here?
Jakobsen is the 82.
Yeah, Jakobsen is the 82. And Cavendish, yeah. Basso is 82, is Sagan, I think.
Frabo doesn't have
You should have him.
Frabo is 82, so sprinter. Or the intermediate sprint, by the way. It was Jonathan.
Frabo is attacking.
Right. Yes, Frabo knows that he can't win on the sprint.
Frabo always does these attacks when there's people about, and I think he's slowly forgotten that people know.
Oh, Miko has 5 actually.
It's a bit too early, though, I would say.
Well, the thing is, Fravo is praying for tailwind in this final part, but I think he also forgets that he saves GG.
And the gap isn't increasing as fast as you would like. It's still around 40 seconds.
Well, to be fair, if they don't get their act together and start pacing, it could be more of a GG than you think, because the 80 flat rider is impossible to win back at times.
Yeah.
But when there's an 80 flat rider chasing you, it can turn.
Miko and Basel seem to be working there, but the gap is still stable 40. Let's see if it's still slowing down or not.
If there is one moment in this last like 15, 16k where the peloton stops, Frabo wins.
Yeah.
It's nice try.
45
Miko
seconds.
and Basso with the numbers here.
Yeah, but the thing is though, Frabo can go 85 all he wants at the finish line. So the peloton behind have to go more than 85 if they want to
Yeah,
catch him.
and they need
Yeah,
to
and
take
Miko is
the
not
80
even
flags.
chasing. It's
So the thing is that look, you can tell that they're only really going about 85, but that's what
Mhm.
Frabo's doing. And I'm telling you now, if they don't get their act together, Frabo wins this.
I really wonder what Miko is doing here.
Yeah, especially if the wind is tailwind. If the wind is tailwind and it's like 30-40, it's even more Frabo because it's impossible to bring someone back in tail.
We'll get inside the wind zone in about 5 kilometers, I think. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
it's going to be tailwind as well. It's going to be
Yep.
tailwind. So I
So
think Frabo might have this.
we're already at 20 wind, so
And you've got Gebe Jabier trying to close on the flat.
yeah,
It's
so
gonna be
that's
sideways.
silly now. He's more hurting
The
than
riders are
anything.
entering the last 10
10
How many
kilometers
times
to
has
go.
Frabo done this?
It's going to be slight cross tailwind, so it's going to slightly help Frabo in this final part.
Mm.
But
So
if the
Gap
peloton
is
do not start
slowly
pace
going
more than
down.
90, they're not going to catch.
Okay,
And
now the
Gap.
peloton has woken up, but
Also,
there's a gap.
I think there's narrow roads in the last 5k. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. I think there might be a couple of turns. I don't know if it's narrow.
Side wind here, and Peloton needs to.
Frabo tried to create a gap by going zero with the rider.
I
Yep.
think Frabo takes it. I think
There
Frabo
are
takes
just
it.
5
I
Side
believe
kilometers
so.
to
kilometer.
go.
Bettiol has full red bar, mind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back 87 to the line.
And here goes Bettiol. He's
Yeah.
gonna have the help of the tailwind in the finish. He's also got a couple of turns to help him. I think.
What an attack.
But here comes Basso. It could be
Basso.
heartbreak.
It will
That's
be
No,
trying to
Bettiol is going
close
too
it.
fast. Yeah, he's
Basso
running.
knows he needs to accelerate to
Look at the
finishing well.
tailwind though.
It's
33
technically-
tailwind is gonna help Bettiol take the win. It's gonna help him take the win.
That's
And
all of
Basso.
The tailwind is too
Bravo.
OP. Tailwind is too OP.
Bravo's taking it. Bravo is taking it in the second. Is going for Basso.
It's been impressive so far.
Jackson only for Mark Cavalici takes the fifth. The sixth goes for Ulikul, and then Nico was eighth with Jakobsen.
Yeah, it's
Chapeau.
impressive for A gap because
Again, Frabo working his magic.
tough stage and still made third with a worse rider than other had. I don't know, Miko does hate with the 82 sprinter, but maybe turns, I don't know.
Again, how many times has Prabha done this? Has he still get away with it?
I mean,
So impressive.
it wasn't really
The
let
tail
go,
enders
to
are
be
still
honest. They
coming in.
just didn't realize the threat
The
fast
timing
enough.
was good, and they didn't act quick enough. I mean, it's a Frabo move, but it was actually a good move. Yeah,
No, it's great attack.
Yeah.
It's a very good
Yeah,
attack,
that's all
but
the stage.
it's one of those attacks where if we can sit here in the commentary box at 20k to go, pretty much saying that he's going to win. Frabo even said himself in the chat, GG. I mean, and then you see the climbers being responsible to pace. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, just silly now.
the tailwind definitely helped him there, but that's also the reason why he attacked.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think he reconned it.
Deserved the win. And he also, crucially, did not spend any energy, or very little energy, going for those KOMs, did he?
Mm.
So he likely had 3 full energy riders, while the other guys were kind of mustering
Yeah, I mean,
who they
that
had
was
left
like
to choose.
the risk of not doing KUMs. Like, I think it was Miko and Frabo didn't. I mean, Miko did attack at the end, but he needed to take the stage for it to be like worth, and Frabo did, and Miko still did last. So not a great day for Daniel Miko.
I think
Good
Hooley as
attack,
well
Seth.
probably should probably start taking the KOMs a bit more seriously. I mean, he did try. Didn't he? If you're not going to be one of the favourites come the finish line, you've got to at least make sure that you've taken some points along the way. I think that's what Agap did well. He had his full team dropped, but he was still scoring with Kononenko, and he got a third place finish. So, fair play, and that probably cements him in the top 3 because he had a very good stage 1. think Swagson will shoot up to second. Maybe not just second yet, but because he did finish fourth on the stage. But,
Yeah,
when I actually expect him to be
I think
possibly second. Yeah,
Frabo will be
second place.
second place in the rankings because he also took 1 to 3 in the intermediate. No, 2
The
3.
most important to retain here is that with good intermediate points for Basel KOM's intermediates, he might still be good enough to even have a meltdown in the last stage and still be able to take this
Basso
first
can
medal.
take himself on holiday and still take the gold medal.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
It's
so.
it's the first gold medal of these World Championships, and a reminder that we will have, obviously, as this is technically a final, we will have an anthem and a respective podium ceremony for it afterwards. And right now we're going into the final stage, still waiting, obviously, for the GC. But if I would have to guess, I would say Basso still has a pretty good lead. I would say Frabo second and maybe Swaxon third. We shall see.
Yeah, I agree.
I think what's important to note though now that Basso is all but secured a win here. He's going to be, if he gets let off the leash a little bit because players know they're not fighting him anymore for the gold medal, it's one of those stages where Basso could easily win by 3 or 4 because players just don't care.
Is Basso showing his prime form to finally get gold in these World Championships?
I think it's a bit too early to say. I mean, he's definitely one of the best players, if not the best player on the road at the moment. But
Yeah,
it's a long World
I don't know.
Championships.
I think Miko is top 3, to be honest.
We shall see.
But
I mean, we're laughing, but in hindsight, I think we might sit here and we'll be laughing. We'll be crying at the thought of giving him a ceremony for winning. But
yeah.
Well, truth be told, Daniel Miko for now back to his old ways of likely not being in the podium, at least for now. So there was some expectations to see how he would perform in this opening inline event, but for now it hasn't gone as smooth sailing for him. Hulko's also not in a great position right now. Frabo saved himself and still in contention for a medal with this stage win. An incredible attack from him in stage 2 that saw him take the win. And we go to Belluno Tecime di La Babelo, and it's 188.4 kilometers mountain stage with 5 KOMs. We have a second, 2 second cats, 3 first cats, 2 intermediate sprints at the base of the short valleys. So tactically, some interesting choices there to be made. Do we expect this to be a all-out war here?
I think at least one will go with the 82 straight away, try to get as much KOMs. I mean, if you get the KOMs, you get the intermediate sprint. But I think it will be more like less chaotic than the other because people will try to play for the win too, as it's a mountain stage. But yeah, I can see at least like Frabo or someone else going with the 82 straight away. Maybe Ulicals.
All right, and we are waiting for the launch. As we wait, we are also still hoping to see the GC as soon as it is counted. The current standings
But
for
it's
the
there.
Extreme Line. What?
It's there. It's been for a few minutes. And given the gap between Basso and Frabo, I think if Basso scores,
Of
if
course,
he
I
wins,
forgot to send it to me.
oh,
Where is it?
it's in the chat.
What chat?
The gap is so big that if Basso can win the one category QM, he wins overall, I would say.
In which category is this thingy?
In the
Of the
spread
Discord?
join, let me ping you.
Yes, please.
Done.
Thank you. Exhibition. Of course, it's bottom of the freaking server. All right, so let me take a quick look, and here we go. Official standing says, yeah, Basso can go on holidays, 326 points. Ilganissimo Frabo has 180. He's second place. Swagson is actually third place. Sorry, Agap is actually third place, 171. Swagson is fourth, 142. Still has 29 point deficit for Agap. Miko is fifth, 82 points, and then Namada is really cool, sixth place with 73. Guys, Frabo would need a miracle. Even Agap, they will both need a miracle to win this. Swagson can still get even silver, but needs to make something happen. I think Basso is probably the winner of the evening.
Yeah, I mean, Basso, I think he'll even try, and I think he'll even win this stage too. But yeah, it's obvious gold for him. And we can see that France is a bit in the mud, like 5 and 6 with very few points.
Marty.
Yeah.
ACAP is doing a good performance. He's currently in the podium. However, he has shown in the past some weaknesses in the mountain at times. Do we expect those to linger here?
Sorry?
I said AGAP is doing an actual surprisingly good race because he's currently third in the standings, but he has shown in the past occasionally some weaknesses in the mountains. Could these return to haunt him now?
Yeah, I mean, I think the two results he did was quite surprising because on the second stage he did second in the peloton with a worse rider than others had, and in the first one he actually could have won it. I don't think K-Gap has that much weaknesses in the mountain. I mean, when you look at other in the lobby, I don't think he's worse than like Miko or.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that he's like the worst
Yeah.
guy or anything, but at some points he has had some failures here and there, not always, obviously. So
Yeah, I mean, I think AGAP has to be worried about Frabo going like with his whole team from the start and taking every KM, because I think if someone managed to get as much KM as there is, he'll get in front of AGAP in the podium place. So
AGAP needs to put a big target on Frabo because Frabo is currently only a few points ahead of him. I think it was, let me see, I think it was 9 even, 9 points behind Frabo only that he is. So silver medal is still a good possibility for the Ukrainian. Can he do it though?
I think
so.
yeah.
I think he needs to catch a ride with Basso when he makes his inevitable.
Yeah, that would be very good for him if it happens. Right now, it's Hulikals and Agap trying to establish the first break of the day for this stage, and Frabo is also joining. 2 riders for him, 3 for the other 2.
And I think we have to accept a 6-man attack from Daniel Miko at some point too, because I mean he's just not gonna spend the whole evening pacing in the peloton and not doing anything on the stage.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me, but Miko now is going with 3 riders.
Yeah.
It's weird though, isn't it, from Mika? Because in a normal inline mode, or in like a classic sort of tour, he'd play a very particular way that would be very, very suited to this game.
Yeah.
Do you think though that the extreme factor is a part of this?
No, because he's then come to a game mode that's literally cater made to him, and then he just didn't play his gameplay. I don't know. It was a bit weird, wasn't it? I don't know if it's a case of now people are playing his way because they're forced to, because that's kind of what the game mode is about. You know, it's a bit of a points race, isn't it? But
yeah,
I don't know. He just hasn't seemed. He just hasn't seemed bothered to. I don't know. Do what he's normally best at.
Do you think the pressure might have gotten into him after especially the first stage and then the start of the second, that didn't go well, and he might have felt that as well?
Well, I think in the first stage, he went out and tried to go for the KOMs like he would do normally. He kind of did a tactical error playing for the 77 sprinter, and then in the second stage, I don't know, he just kind of went into his shell. I don't know if that's the right term, but on a stage where you could go for those KOMs and not really get punished too much in terms of your energy. Because even if you go for those KOMs or not, because it was narrow roads, you had to go 99 contest and whatnot just to not get dropped. So you may as well have just gone for it. Interesting to see in this stage though, because I think with Basso pretty much knowing he's won. I
All
think
right,
he'll be looking
guys.
to showboat a little bit, maybe.
Guys, stick around after the race, not just for the podium ceremony, but we will also be showing the parcours for Tour Round 2 and also Round 3. So don't miss on that. Right after the race ends, we will show these parcours after the podium ceremony, of course. And Swaxon and Il Grandissimo Favo are with four riders at the front trying to get a gap here. I think you should ask him. Yeah, probably for tomorrow or so.
I'll be back
Actually,
in a
yes.
few minutes
All right.
probably, so
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Leave it. Yeah, we leave it. We leave that part for another day because we still need as well some more content. So tonight is going to be, as I was saying, parcours for towards round 2 and 3. So stick around, guys. After the actual race, we'll be doing that. We'll be announcing what's to expect from tomorrow as well, our first official round one. But today we already have our first final of these World Championships. Technically, it is one, and technically there are 3 medals to be given. And right now, 20 on the break, 16 on the peloton, and 3 are attacking.
Yeah, medals and IMA points, obviously.
Yeah, I mean it's very important for Miko, for example.
Yeah, I mean, he has to win something at least.
I mean he needs to keep his good spot on the rank.
Yeah. So for those of who don't follow the scene
The
that
rider is looking to give
close,
the pack the
this is a
slip.
very like popular stage. Like we often play this kind of stage, so everyone in the lobby is like used to
Experience.
play. Yeah,
Yeah,
experienced in this kind of stage. And on this particular one, there's one like kind of tricky part is the at the very end between the second cut climb and the finish, you have this weird like
The
flat
rider just launched an
downhill
attack.
uphill section, and if anyone is attacking there, it's very risky, but you can very well gain like 1 minute, 1 minute and a half very quickly and win. So I'd keep
should
an
be
eye
interesting.
on anyone trying to attack there because it's sometimes you can make the winning move there.
All right, and great analysis there from Stake. It is in fact a very important point to keep in mind. And as we still have 156.8 kilometers to go, and it is Il Grandissimo Fravo that is with 2 riders at the front of the actual race.
And
Falling
Frabo is
behind. The team
going
leader is
behind,
falling
and
behind.
if they don't react, he might. Yep. So there's that. So Basso is being let go, as we talked about
Yeah,
before the
as we
stage.
expected, because I think
Already has
people.
gold, so people are just playing for second now. But now we'll see how Basso will play it. If he'll go for total
Yeah,
domination.
it's not always nice to see, not what everyone wants to see most of the time, but it is expected because the first pretty much already delivered. They are trying to focus on the other medals,
Yep.
and Bravo still has 2 riders ahead. He's already have he is already having over a minute now, so if he keeps gaining like this, he might actually have good placement for Forcella Stalanza, I think it is.
I think it's its game plan to rack up as much KM points as possible, but as we can see, he only has one helper and is already dead. So now behind they are starting to pick up the pace because they don't want Basso to get that much of a free ride, even though he has the 82 mountain behind. So Swaxon is trying to go harder. Uh, but yeah, Basso should make it back pretty easily, and he'll have 5 riders with the 2 he has in the front. So yeah, I mean, we'll see if there's like KM fights in front, but for the stage, it seems like Basso might have already won.
There's already some confusion spreading around, several splits being made between the attacking groups, between the favorite groups. Everyone is everywhere at this point.
And could we have a quick look at the peloton
A4,
guys?
yeah.
Yeah. So Miko is second.
Miko,
So he
Holy,
did.
oh, Frabo dropped as
Yeah.
always in these situations. He is looking at the break. His multi-management, his task management, doing more than one thing at once isn't his forte, and this is usually something that happens to him a lot.
And I don't know if you noticed, but it's not even the 78 mountaineers in front, it's the 75. So
Ooh.
yeah, maybe with a bit of luck, they'll get the second climb, but he's not gaining anything by doing this.
And Frabo, now with 3 riders behind, is about to reconnect with the favorites group. There we
Okay.
go.
At
Takes
least they reacted behind only 2.5 minutes. If they work, maybe they can come back actually.
2 minutes 30 seconds is indeed not the biggest of gaps, and Domenico Pozzovivo, 75 mountain
Yeah,
rider,
that's where it's going.
is being
Oh.
caught by Basso.
Watch out! A team leader is
Yeah,
falling
because what
behind.
Basso needs to do right now is like a time trial. Like he's only pacing for his leader, trying to go further with each of his domestics, and then going alone with his 82 mountain. But I mean, he can't really go alone before. I think the earlier he can go alone, it's in Passo Gavia, I think, or Gio. I don't know which one it is. It's the last first cat climb.
Uh,
So
I think it's the last one. I think is Scabia. Yes.
yeah, so they'll need to keep at least domestics until the foot there. So if they pace hard behind with the other 82, they will catch him.
Palace goes on to the attack.
Speaking of which, uh, with Basso going, with Basso being allowed to do this, what's the plan here for others?
I mean, first of all, like we can see, everyone is trying to get KOM's points because if you're losing the stage, might as well get as much KM points as possible to not leave with nothing. So there, Swaxon took 7 points.
Yes, with
But
Tao,
it's only
Teo Goganart.
yeah, it's only a second cat climb. So yeah, as we can see, they got a gap on Paso with his 4 riders. So yeah, as I said, Paso is just doing a time trial right now. So that means he's pacing himself as the best as he can. To
Swagson though
avoid,
in a good position. He's
yeah,
going to bridge with Chris Froome to Basso, I think. At least try
yeah.
to.
So now, that's interesting because I think that Basso didn't gain that much actually because everyone is 2 behind and 2 in front. I mean, he has a bit of bar advantage on his leader, but with the downhill and such, I don't think it make that much of a difference.
I think when we have this regroupment though, only Swagson and Basso are going to have 4 riders. I think Hooley and Mika are both going to have 3. I don't really know where A-Gap's leader is.
Yeah, I didn't notice that much
I
behind.
think
Yeah, same.
A-Gap's leader is actually behind E3. I think it's in E4.
Well, you wait a minute. Show us if you can. Agap's leader. Where is he? Not here. Behind
4?
E3, probably. Let me
I think
see.
he's in E4.
Yeah, Miko. Okay.
Yes, yes. Mark Padon
So
is
we've
in
got
E4.
Frabo and A-Gap's leaders in E4. We've then got Hooley and Miko's leaders
Yeah, those behind are dead.
in
So yeah,
E3.
if the E4 group come back, everyone has 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we can see, already signs of weaknesses from Uli Kurz and Miko, as their leader are all alone in E2 right now.
Well, if Swagson drops them, they're going to have to drop riders from the breakaway because they're isolating their leaders at a very dodgy moment in the stage. And I believe the next climb is the Fedaya, so
Yeah.
not many domestiques tend to survive over that climb. I would only imagine there's going to be
Yeah,
maybe
you have
Basso and Swagson carrying any more than 2 riders.
Yeah, you have black slopes at the top, so it's very hard for like 75 mountain guy to survive because he'll lose red bar quite fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we already saw Batso getting, I mean, allowed is a big word because he made the attack, but he can go if he managed to attack. So we'll see if he tries again on the Fedai. We still waiting for the race to. Oh yeah, I didn't notice, but as you said, Swaxon is attacking Miko and Holicol's leader behind. So,
Yeah, I think he probably will get a gap on them as well,
Yeah.
so it's going to force them into dropping riders from the very quick.
Yeah, and he already has his rider ready to pace in front if he wants to. So that could be an interesting move at least. But they would be like 4 behind with like Frabo and Hagap already dropped, and then Holicos and Miko. So they'll come back at 4.
Frabber and Agap being behind though is crucial because they are currently second and third place respectively in the rankings.
Oh yeah, that's true. They might watch, but to be honest, it's not a 2-man race for a medal because Swaxon is right there with them.
Yeah. Depends how much Basso is willing to help Swagson when this.
I wouldn't be surprised if Basso paces because he's trying to do the best scenario possible for him to win, and that might be eliminating a few guys.
Does look good though for Swagson to get second place at the moment.
Hmm.
It all depends, I guess, though, on if he manages to drop really Nico's 82 climb. There's a couple of little bumps in this descent before we go into the Fedal, so definitely they could get caught out.
And do you think we might see like Miko or Holikos going like 99 to catch the main group without waiting behind?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think I'm not going to say fortunately, but it might be fortunate for Miko and Huli that this has been paused. I think they now have both of those riders ready to attack across with Swags.
Yeah, that's.
I think it's less likely for them to get drops now that we've had the pause, but I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think they would have been in difficulty anyway. Cause they
Mhm.
could have dropped rounds.
And Agap is having a few connection problem right now.
Yeah, he is really trying to get back in the lobby.
Yes. He keeps on crashing when loading the lobby.
That will be a second.
Yeah, I mean. Okay, so the race is
It's in
going
such
again.
percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
Coming back shortly, we hope. And this might hurt Frabos because he was dropped with his leader behind with Frabo, with Agap, and I don't know if Agap AI will pace.
No, I don't think he will do. It's within both their interests to pace, though.
Yeah, so.
Attacked by Emmanuel
Swaxon going.
Swaxon already won the first KM climb, so if he can get that much of a gap and start racking up the points, he'll be in a very good position for second.
Everyone back together. I mean, he's going to take probably Teo Gegenhardt over the Fedai first and crucially get that intermediate sprint, which is maybe what he's in the back of his mind.
Yeah, there's a lot of points.
We're into the downhill section. The riders can take a breather, but they can't let their guard drop.
Who's the lead? Is Chris from the 82 Mountain?
He is, yeah, he is.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Nostalgic, I see.
Very nostalgic, yeah.
Yeah, so we might actually see From attacking if he wants to like bridge to Guggenart, but maybe it's too early because there's like a huge flat section between the second and third first climb.
Yeah. And Basso is pacing at the moment the 76 cobble guys, so
Yeah.
I think that's
And-
probably going to put a little bit of a hindrance on Swagson's attack.
And
As I return, sorry to interrupt, I missed the first KOM. What did happen?
so
Swagsson
Theo, yeah, Swagsson took it. Then we had a huge pause, and now Agap should be reconnecting because now he, he managed to follow Besso attack.
Not a bad move from the AI though.
No,
Taking,
yeah.
Well, that's I think
And
now
Is
he's
that
just
his leader though?
yeah, everyone.
Oh,
So he managed to be in front. So
Yeah, he's actually followed a
bad.
decent attack there.
Yeah. Maybe some riders should
Swagson's there as well now,
maybe
and he's
some
gonna
player.
get a gap,
Yeah.
is he?
Agap is back.
And does Basso have Thor? No, he only has two.
That's because his leader's behind at the moment,
Yeah, so
following Miko, and I'm guessing Fravo's leader's behind as well. And this is why Swagson's
okay, Swagson
putting
is
on
going
the
to the KM
pace.
points. I
Yeah.
think Guggenart and Cummings.
Yeah.
It's 23 seconds only. Let's see. Should be good for the KOM unless the pace increases, which Basso is definitely trying to
I
catch up
think he gets the KOM. It just depends how much he's willing to
to spend. Yeah.
Tail Gegenhardt, because the descent off the Fedaya isn't amazing, and there's the intermediate sprint. That's an added impetus for the guys behind the pace.
And actually, the 77 mountain guy is very good for those kind of KOMs because he has the biggest medium mountain stat in the DB.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there were 6 because Fravo is also connecting with the front group of Basso and Swagson. I get about to reach as well, and we're going into the KOM. 5 kilometers to finish Passo Ferrari.
And it's
Steep
also
part now.
great to see Gap managing to reconnect. So we have a fair fight for the stage.
Swagston still accelerating though.
And
Definitely wants some points.
he's trying to keep Cummings, maybe? Cummings is dead, I don't know.
I think he's trying to keep Cummings, but not for Tail Gegenhardt, but for the guys behind.
Yeah.
Cummings will not survive with Tail Gegenhardt, unless Tail Gegenhardt slows up. But I think the aim is here that Gegenhardt's going to survive anyway, so he may as well.
Yeah, and also being in protection in like 14%, it's only going to cost you.
Yeah.
So
Smartly uses Cummings as well to create the gap.
yeah. So maybe we could see a move from Swagston behind.
Basso already moving with Tuka, Swagston moving with Christopher Froome as well.
He will be at a laser.
Swagson's actually in the best position.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what the bars are, but I can pretty much guess.
Tell us.
Well, I think Basso's going to survive this climb 3. It depends on Steve Cummings. Has Swagson burned in a little bit too much? If Swagson survives with Steve Cummings, he's a great shoe-in for second place. But the other guys are playing a little bit of catch.
Yeah, he's trying to keep Cummings. So we'll see. But Basso right now is just trying to make Cummings crack if he manages.
Gegenhardt is about to cross the finish line, and he's got no response from Bravo.
Yeah.
He's got no response, but I would imagine that yes, he could have just rolled over that climb, but I think he wanted the distance further. So
and Basso managed to pass with 3, and Cummings blew up. So,
I think Cummings is in E4 though, so if it does come back together, he will have a teammate, and there's going to be a massive slowing up now.
Yeah, because Basso can't really afford to really push that much on the top of this climb.
Swagson's actually waited for Gegenhardt, and Fravo's gone by himself. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could have thought that.
May I show us E3? We want to see if Cummings is there. Yeah, here we go. It's Bravo.
He's not. He's not there.
He's not there, so.
But he isn't too far behind.
Basso with the numerical advantage currently.
Yeah, Basso is in good position. But yeah, Swagson is going all in for the stage because he could have theoretically get a few sprint points with Theo.
Yeah, he could have got first place. Yeah.
but
He's got Steve Cummings back though, so
Cummings is back, yeah.
and I think Cummings is going to go over the top. Yeah,
yeah,
pretty predictable.
that's I mean, sadly the turns will.
We're already at the halfway stage.
But
They've
maybe
got if Cummings attacks again though, they've got a gap. But I think upon the mouth or a gap's going to close it.
But at least Frabo is winning this, and this is important for Frabo because he's currently second, and we know his chances at winning the stage aren't great.
But what I would say is that Swagson getting second place there, he's only gonna lose 4 points to Zanna. But I tell you what, he's gained a lot more yellow with Gegenhardt compared to Zanna, because Zanna is the 17th man.
Mm.
And can I just ask, where is Frabo's leader?
I'm assuming here in E2, but show us.
I don't think. Oh wait, no, yeah. Sorry, I've gone blind.
Movement from A gap and Basso Swagson following up.
You could just open the gap.
As always.
I'm going blind and Miko's falling.
Yeah, like this is
Basso attacking, Basso is on the run.
Well, if this gap opens up and nobody responds, I think it's going to be what we said at the start. Where if he gets a little bit of space, no one's going to be that interested.
Show us the Swagson group. Okay, he's about to connect. Nigap is going to catch that right and say, yeah, thank you, I will crash this party. Cummings is done.
You can see Swagson's very alert to what's happening, but I think he's doing a little bit too much. I think he knows that if he lets Basso go, Basso's just going to run away with it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to see this.
But I think in the process of stopping this, he's fucking himself over, because you look at who are the A-Gap, probably Frabo now, Miko, they all have 3 riders. Yes, they're not taking many KOMs though.
Now, it would be a real shame if Zanna doesn't get over this climb. But if he does, Frabo is not in the worst position, to be honest.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, someone has to attack there.
And Holyco's now saying that he's present. He's going to make a move with Bouchard, 77 Montreal Rider, and Basso immediately following with Tuka and Tibor.
Yeah, so now Bouchard can just get a free ride. Yeah, I mean, I think Basso is doing a lot. He may have the best bar on the 82 right now with the 2 minutes he got at the start of the stage. But if you don't have any domestics for the next 30 kilometers, it will be hard for him.
This might not be bad for Swagson though if Basso runs away with it, because less chances of the other opponents gaining more points, many more points on stage.
Bouchard got
This
wrecked.
climb features some dreadful percentages.
This is a bit of a mistake, but
Also going full force to take 1-2. Bouchard is going to get third. Snake, sorry, not Snake. Holyco's entering the scoreboard.
And Frabo is missing. I think he waited for one of his helpers.
He's got all 3 there.
Yeah. Oh, that's because I don't think they'll go.
He waited for Zanna, yeah.
I think he's played the good game here. I think if he gets all 3 and manages, the only problem is it's hard to attack between these 2 climbs, because those they look like teeth, don't they? So it's quite hard.
Yeah, you have a lot of false downhill and you get turns.
But if he does get away, it could be a good position for him.
Also, I don't think it's that bad to keep your Alpers till later in the stage, because as I said, the finish it's quite tricky. So, I mean, if someone manages to get an helper for the last part, like the second cut climb, there you can attack, and as I said, you can get a minute really easily.
Basso, speaking of a minute, is already close to a minute. Has a really edgy, hilly, false valley there, though. Is 1 minute ideal for him? Would he want more when he starts the next time?
82 mountain guy.
I think it's better to have it like this, the terrain, than have it pure flat. I'm going to ask you this now. I mean, Frabo maybe just wait for this climb to attack.
Okay, Miko is going. it's good move.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, can maybe Frabo wait, but I don't think he can wait.
I mean, Basso with only 2 and pacing in front.
Oh,
has
and Holy
to
Fools, I
have-
just noticed because I forgot that he had Bouchard at the front.
Yeah,
He's
Holy Fools
alone.
is very bad
think-
position. But
yeah.
also Basso isn't in the best position.
And Swagson needs to catch up as well.
I
No
mean,
team seems to be
Basso
chasing the
has to
breakaway
have at
riders
least
who
like
will later fight it out for
30, 40
victory.
seconds at the bottom of the climb if he wants to succeed with this attack.
Yeah.
Because
And I think Bouchard got dropped again.
the
Yep.
only advantage he has right now is the yellow bar advantage because you'd guess he will be full at the bottom. But he will be alone quite easily on the Pasugio.
Pasujao will start soon, and
Yeah.
Basso was accelerating there with his
Yeah,
helper.
and Miko is actually doing the good move there. I mean, he needs to pace. He tried attacking, didn't work. As Joe said, it's quite tough to attack there. But yeah, I mean, if Paso has 1 minute, he'll go all in and maybe behind allows the hope to catch him, even though they can, but they won't want to take this chance and maybe he can get a free win like this. But I'd expect Basso to go all in the Pasogyo.
Thought Frabo was going to go, and he does. Tries it.
Oh, Miko's going to let the gap, is he? Is he? No, he's done well, to be fair. He needed
Yeah, because this is a good move because you get the downhill after, so you don't lose that much bar. Oh, and Miko.
Pierre-Andre Cota is dead, though, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they should bridge to him at the bottom of the climb quite easily. You'd expect maybe Swagson to try to go at some point.
I do think he's a little bit fed up, Swagson, though, that the other guys are not... I mean, they have been pacing, but he knew what Basso was
The
going
riders
to do.
are in
I
a
mean,
portion
we knew
above
what Basso was
10%.
going to do, but...
Yeah, and Swagson's bridging right away.
There's nothing more frustrating than knowing what's going to happen, seeing what's happening, and not being able to do anything about it.
And
Frabo is accelerating into Basso. That
we
might
can,
mean that Basso is in danger for the stage.
Yeah, and Swagson, yes, he's recognised again the danger.
if Basso goes all in and only one at the top, he'll be alone by like at least 40 seconds. But then we'll see because behind, I think some of them will try to keep the 78.
I think Frabo is doing exactly that. I think Frabo is keeping the 78.
Yeah, Frabo is, and also we can see that Frabo is actually keeping his leader in the last position of his train.
Yeah.
When we know that a lot of players usually keep the 78 in the wheel and protect with another rider. So 2 styles there. But yeah, as we can see, Basso is just going all in, and he'll try to just make other players sick and give up behind because if they don't give up,
for Frabo here.
if they don't give up, Basso isn't winning this, or at least he'll have a hard time.
Yeah, it's going to become harder. He's alone with 2K. It's the all in. He knows he can afford the all in here. He's already won this event unless something strange happens. And something strange could be this if everyone catched up. But right now it's looking that at least Frabo and Swaxon will or could catch up.
I mean, we were a bit questioned by the choice of Frabo to go with the 75 rider in the break. But not the 78. But in the end, it was the good play because now his 78 is there, and he didn't use the L guy, so he was free a lot. And now, okay, so now he's alone, and we'll see what happens. But I think we'll just
alone. Miko still has the helper again as well.
The
Let's see
percentages
how long.
are very high.
I think we just get 1v5 and 5 behind will just bury themselves.
Christopher Froome gets the gap, accelerates, trying to desperately catch. He needs to try and catch Frabo before the climb is over. Basso before the climb is over ideally, but there's still 42 seconds.
Yeah, realistically, they can't catch him because he started the climb with like 1 minute and likely full yellow. So, but now we'll see if Swagson managed to get a gap on the others, because that would mean that they would work. But if they're all 5 behind, nobody will work, I think.
Basso takes the first place in the KOM. Swagson, Miko.
Good time. And now it would be interesting because
It's worse for Basso that Miko and Swags are not disadvantaged because
Yeah, I
they are
agree.
more likely to work together. And if
Uh,
they do just share the relays, they should come back.
Yeah, and
Well, look at
this
Hooley going
downhill isn't 99able, I think.
Hooley going 99, bringing
Yeah,
back second and third place in the previous
yeah.
championship.
As you can see,
That's
there's
quite
not
frustrating.
that
For
much
free,
time.
pretty much.
Okay, now we get a lot of turns. So
Show us the back group.
yeah,
E2.
and now there are 5, and we should
E2.
a berry from them 5s. So I think we could accept Basso to get at least 1 minute 30. Oh, and Swagson is trying to go, but yeah, it's hard to attack in the downhill because of the turns and the slopes. Maybe someone will try on the more flat section of the downhill, coming right.
And this here right now, where everyone just stops and recovers, is ideally what Basso wants. And if they shared the work between themselves, they would be in a better position.
And now we should see attacks. Yeah, a gap is going, and someone has to bridge right away.
Swagson,
And Miko is
Daniel
gone.
Miko.
And Uli and Frabo got a bit caught behind. Yeah,
Oh,
that's ideal.
bad times for Frabo, and he's ratting the wheel of gold, and he's the second place.
I mean, Hooley's just bad.
I don't know what Hooley's doing, to be honest. Hooley has been closing for everyone.
He's on his way to last place now into the B2.
Yeah, I don't think, and we'll see, because if
Guys, 38 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, but you see what Basso puts in the chat. He knows what he needs to win. But if anybody has a brain and they just relayed 60 with each other, they could have brought that gap back. I know, and they would have.
Basso Taikochi is underway.
They would have all had more bars than Basso, and they would have.
Attack from a rider.
I mean,
Swagson goes again.
It's kind of desperate attacks because if he goes alone, 1v1 between versus Basso, he knows he's not winning. Because
all he cares right now is a gap for the others. He needs the.
I think he knows if he stays in this group, they won't work together. But it's almost as if like when he's in the group, nobody's going to work. But as soon as he attacks, they probably will work. But I think that's how it goes.
This is sadly the mentality we still have from most players nowadays, and that we now have actually, not still.
Yeah, but I mean, if like there are 2 or 3 at the top of this second cut climb and they relay, they might catch Basso.
They should. They could have caught him by now anyway if they'd have worked together.
Let's see if Swagson and Agap are cooperate. Oh, but they're gonna be caught.
Yeah, but the thing is, as soon as there are 5, no one is working. So yeah, it's a bit tougher. But yeah, I hope that we see some collaboration.
And now everyone will stop. But Swagson again trying to distance himself from the others.
Swagson wants to try to win the stage. He's not settling for.
I think he just wants to get away from this group, but it seems to be every time he attacks somebody, he's dead.
But it's also risky because if somehow they manage to relay behind him, they'll just get fucked.
Yeah, and now people will stop as soon as Swagson stops.
1v5, he says. I mean, yeah, it's a bit the mindset that we can see, but I mean, every time you attack in
Agap
PCM,
is still putting some place. Let's see.
Miko further in there. You see, that's what I don't understand with this. Nobody is willing to work with each other, but everybody's willing to oppose each other.
I know. Yeah.
15 kilometers remaining.
I mean, everyone thinks they are losing bar while collaborating.
Yeah, they don't realize they're losing more by not working together.
Yeah, exactly.
But now it will be the interesting part, because if they relay on the flat section, because the last climb is very.
But
very
again,
hard.
nothing going on. So Basso has a good solid lead, and Swagson goes.
Now Swagson is just trying to
Yeah.
get second.
It's impossible.
And Frabo got dropped.
Ooh, terrible position for Frabo, by the way.
And so that's actually important because Frabo was in the mix for a medal. So right now with Frabo dropped, we could see Swagson and Agap getting that medal, unless Miko wins the stage, which right now isn't looking like.
Acceleration
but
by
I do
John
think that Miko
Degenkolb.
leader has actually great bar. I mean, Basso is probably going to win the stage, but
he will. Yeah.
I could see Miko ending second.
Man.
Because Swaxon is just desperate trying to get a gap, and he obviously look a bit like fed up. And A gap, I mean, if A gap manages to be second with the AI playing for him, it's actually impressive. But yeah, Frabo and Holikos don't seem in the best of spots. And as
Now
you
it's
can see,
horrible trying to
Holikos,
avoid something he could have done earlier instead of bringing everyone with him. But
it's interesting because behind no one is going.
Yeah, no one plays. Exactly.
And that's the tricky part that I was talking
There are
about,
just
where
5
you can get.
kilometers left.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me if Holikos get 1 minute, like 3 minutes. We'll see. But yeah,
Basso is going to do 2 for 3, and this complicates the life for those fighting
The riders are going through a
for
very
silver
tough
because there's
portion
less
with
points for grabs
percentages
if
above
Cooley's actually next.
10%.
yeah. But I think Uli isn't a threat at all for the medal.
Agap is in a prime position here for silver with Fravo. Oh, Fravo. I mean,
Both
depending on
Frabo
how
and Agap by far.
Swaxon got a lot of KM points, so I think Swaxon is the best right now for the silver medal. But he do need to
he
end
still
close
needs to do
to
a
Agap.
decent.
Yeah, yeah,
I think Swaxon comes after.
yeah. But
Yeah,
as
with
you can
the
see,
energy
we're
he spent.
in the last climb right now, and as you can see, it's like an average of close to 11%. So it's very hard, and you need to not crack early because if you mismanage your bars, you'll lose like a lot of time.
2 minutes for
So
Basso, straight win for him, 2 out of 4.
yeah, Basso, I mean, he played it pretty well, but also he benefited from the the behavior
And
from
yeah,
the
but
players behind.
everyone, almost everyone, not everyone.
Hmm. But now we'll see behind. We'll get a sprint. I mean, Ulikul's got a few seconds, but I don't think he benefited that much from it.
You would need a stage win to bring Marol.
Frabo is bluffing. I don't think Frabo has the bar to win this.
Uh,
I
it
think
is
Miko
a
will end
victory
second.
for Basso, and now
In
we wait to
front,
see
we have
Daniel Miko in
Basso
prime position for the second and the third.
celebrating. Yeah, I mean, he was the best player here.
Yep.
And yeah, as expected, I think Miko will get
Congratulations! He
second.
showed
I
determination
don't
to
think it will
add
be
this
enough
win to
for a
his
medal,
prize
but
list.
maybe if I get
Don't
really
think so.
cracked,
Frabo
I
might
don't know.
take his medal here, and Swaxon will definitely not be scoring one with
I think it's Basso in front of Swaxon and Agap with Miko fourth close behind. And I mean, Frabo did third, so actually,
Frabo saves his silver because he
yeah,
finishes ahead of
it
Agap.
will be very
I mean,
close. I think.
depending on the KOMs.
I know that
It's in
Swaxon has
such
a medal
percentages
because he
that
took
the
a shit
strongest
ton
can
of
create some
KOMs.
gaps.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually Agap losing the medal and just
Let's
like
see.
Swaxon and Frabo doing 2 and 3.
I mean, he was 29
So
points
now it's the
behind,
descent.
and
It's less physically
Agap
exhausting than a
gains,
climb, but it's more stressful as the
what, 10
riders
points,
must
I
choose
think,
their
in the
trajectory
stage?
well and
Maybe.
maintain a good
But
position on
it's
the
going to be
bike.
very close.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close, I think. But what's not close is the gap between first and second because Passo absolutely dominated tonight, as often in those kind of events. And I mean, he's full of confidence for the World Cup, and we'll see if this is finally the year for him to win.
Yeah, so it's not looking bad, but obviously just the first event. More lobby
Snake gets mentioned in the chat.
Yeah.
because he will still have to face different lobbies, different players, different rounds. So we shall see. El Colombiano, welcome to the chat. He's saying Basso at another level. Obviously, Basso is one of the best players, if not the best player currently around. But the fact is, the mindset of people, oh, it's Basso, I'm not going to chase because he's going to win anyway, is pretty much helping him.
I mean, that mindset's fine in stage 2 because he did pretty much nothing to it.
Yeah.
You are right in saying on a given lobby normally he could do this type of attacking stage running. I hate to use the term elect because they don't he is just a better player. But you saw though they were more willing to attack each other and then just say to each other, right, we'll all work 16 the downhill, we'll all gain the same energy, we'll all use the same energy, we'll bring back Passo, and we'll play for the win once we hit the bottom of the climb. But no, they don't think
There is no some or a lot of the players nowadays, especially with the changes in the game, have become more. I don't even want to say conservative because it's not being conservative; it's just being dumb at some points, so to speak. Because working between them would mean that they would be dividing the work by five, saving more bars, and Bowser would have to pace by himself. So it's just
Yeah.
simple math.
The biggest change is that the game is way more forgiving than it used to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as you can see, Miko is heading second in this stage without doing anything particular. Uh, so yeah, it's just what happens. You don't get that much differences in right now in this game, but it also advantages attacks from far. So Basso there winning with an attack from what I mean, it was at least 50 kilometers, I think. So it's also nice to see those. But yeah, we can understand Swax's frustration because he knows and we know that they could have catch Basso by working. But yeah, just
Yeah,
wasn't
it
meant
was.
to be. And
We are going to move to the interviews channel, guys. I'll move you as well. Just looking for it actually, um, so that we can hear the actual thoughts of our participants. As Snake was saying, I do agree that Swaxon was probably the only guy that was paying attention, tried to respond every time he could to Frabel. Uh, he was just close, so it was made pointless. And yeah, I think everyone in his position would be very, very unhappy, frustrated, and so on. Emil, what's the channel? Ah, all right, we are back in the interviews channel. Let me just give permissions to some of the participants. We're going to hear you guys, so just wait for your turn. Where's Snake?
I'd invite Snake.
Anas.
all right, thanks.
All right, we're going to. Oh, George as well. There we go, George.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
El Grandissimo Frabo was the first to arrive, but before we listen to him, I do want to check the. There we go. Final classification says that Basso won 489 points, over 200 points difference for Frabo that retained his silver, 260, and it's AGAP retaining his bronze, 240. Congratulations to them. AGAP doing the great performance and getting that podium. Then Swaxon for 213. So 27 points behind. Daniel Miko fifth, 183, and in the mud, sixth place. Holy Coolies 104. Guys, quick thoughts before we hear our participants.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting Swaxon to get a medal here, actually. So yeah, I mean, the bottom two is kind of deserved, I'd say. They didn't do anything in the race. Basso, obviously, a very well-deserved winner. And then we got three guys battling for a medal, and Swaxon was the one trying most of the things in stage 3. But in the end, he did a little too much, and it cost him the medal. But I mean, overall, I think Frabo deserved this medal because of his great attack on stage 2. And I mean, yeah.
Joe?
Yeah, I think definitely. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with people who say that Basso didn't deserve to win. Definitely deserved to win by the margin as well, 100%. Yeah, I think Swaxon probably is unfortunate to not get a medal, but I don't think he cares too much about it. No surprise to see that Uli, unfortunately. I just don't think he really clicked with the game mode. I don't think he was really that set on going for the KOs and stuff. We talked about Miko before. I think he really fucked up on the stage run, and then kind of took a little bit of a back seat on stage 2. Stage 3, again, he was taking a back seat, but back seats normally allow you to get good results in mountain stages, so fair play for that. A-Gap, to be fair, he did well. He didn't play for the KOMs incredibly, but he got a first. He got first, what am I about? He got a second and a third, which, again, it allowed him in stage 3 to kind of just like follow people. Unfortunate that he had the AI play for him. I think he might have wanted to attack a little bit more. And Frabo again, yeah, Frabo played well. Great attack on stage 2. Clearly knew what he was planning to do because he didn't go for many of the KOMs and he went all in for that attack with the Cobble guy. So fair play, fair play. And it is the opening event, so plenty of action to come.
All right. I don't think George is talking right now. Might be busy. So, quick thoughts from me as well. I think that absolutely Basso is the deserving winner. Great gameplay from him. Knew how to handle the circumstances and the players. Knowing your lobby is always one of the most important things to know when competing at the highest level of any esport. And he actually played very well with the elements, with the opponents. I think that it was very ungrateful for Swagson, as Joe said at one point, knowing what was going to happen, see it happening, not being able to do much about it, and being attacked by others. It's incredibly frustrating, but still a good performance by him, and he still ended up fourth place. I'm sure he won't lose sleep over that as well. And as you can see on your screen, you have the general classification. Frabo, despite the turbulent start, managed to win stage 2, was third in stage 3, secures his silver, which means that we have the same two of the three same guys as of last year in the podium, except for Swagson. In that third place is Agap, surprising performance by him as well. Good outcome for the Ukrainian that is rising up to the level. At least he did this evening. And then Miko, 50 points behind Swagson in fifth, and Huli Cools completely aside almost from other players with only 104 points. So we are going to go to the interviews. We have two participants here, I believe, and we're going to listen to both of them. I'm going to start with Frabo. We'll leave the winner to the end. Before I hear Frabo, a quick reminder of the classification that you just saw. It was Basso winning gold for 89 points, Frabo second, and silver 260. Agap third, bronze medalist 240 points, only 20 points behind Frabo, and 27 points behind Agap was Swaxon 213. Daniel Miko fifth 183, and Huli Cools sixth in the mud 104 points. Ilganissimo Frabo, welcome.
Well, how are you guys?
That was a rocky race. I mean, you managed to save the silver at the end. Tell us what happened, especially on that third stage where everyone seemed more preoccupied in attacking Swaxon rather than working to catch the guy ahead.
I mean, Basso lives in another planet, and I'm the first of the humans, so it's okay.
Okay, interesting mindset. You think that the full answer to this dominant win from Basso is that only he's from another planet?
Yeah, it was impressive. Honestly, it was too much impressive. The facility he won, he attacks, he gets intermediate sprints, KOMs. Yeah, yeah. I mean, impressive.
What's your expectations for the actual competition part that starts tomorrow?
My expectations is PCM so bad this year, honestly, and I don't think I think I will be in commentators soon.
Great attack from you though on stage 2. Was that planned in the moment, or how was it? Improvised or planned on the earlier part of the race is what I mean.
When I saw all this battle for the KOM, and I saw some others people trying to trying to survive with 82 sprint, I realized, okay, that maybe will be cooked. So yeah, I planned this attack.
It worked well, but did you doubt at some point the gap was falling fast?
No, after 2 kilometers, I attacked. I said GG. I was sure that.
Yeah, yes, you did. We actually, I think Joe mentioned that you actually said it in game chat, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's confidence, Frabo. Is this year the year for your first gold in a major event?
Impossible. Impossible.
Why do you say that?
I'm not as good as the last year.
All right.
And
Still,
the competitions of the results of this year are the demonstration, but the game changed too much, and I'm not able to understand it.
all right, Frabo. Thank you so much for being here, and best of luck for the upcoming lobbies that you have ahead of you in the World Championships. We will talk probably sooner rather than later. So, thanks for being here.
Okay, thanks.
All right, I'm gonna go back into the channel and Basso, talk to us.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Welcome, yes, welcome. And that was an impressive win. Some great playing, some mind games at some points. Everything seemed to be well executed by you. The stage, the elements, as I said earlier, the analyzing your opponents, executing the moves. At some point, I think you were already here and listened. Frabo saying that he was only the first of the humans. What's your thoughts on this?
Oh, definitely another confidence boost if you ask me. But at the same time, the lobby kind of shot itself in the foot. Let's put it that way. So it obviously means nothing. It's just an opening tour or like the opening event. I'm just happy I could defend my title from last year. So that's fairly satisfying, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the World Cup. I just hope I don't explode on some random classics round or tour round or whatever. But if I play like today, I shouldn't.
There
Hopefully.
was a very, very funny moment near the end. I was actually laughing. Not sure if my mic caught it, but I was actually laughing. You at some point said, "Can't you guys just rat like normal people?" That was actually good. I laughed. It was even correct. I mean, you were indeed praying for them to rat like normal people. Do you think that that will be the norm for these World Championships?
I certainly hope so with me in the first group. But yeah, I mean I thought they were actually pacing together, but in fact they were probably just
They
attacking each
were
other.
they were just attacking each other. Yes, it was very uncomfortable to see for the competition itself and for the results. I mean, they were more worried attacking and catching Swaxon. That was the guy that tried most than anything else. That was one of the big moments where they shot themselves on the foot. Did you make your moves expecting things like that?
It always happens on stages like this. I was just afraid they would keep their 78 mountains over Paso Chao and then pace with them. That was kind of my nightmare. But I think from the pacing perspective, I could have been maybe 20 to 30 seconds faster. But my goal was to pace it hard in the at the start of the Cat 2 climb, so I get as much of a gap as possible. So they think it's impossible to catch me. Psychological games. So so yeah, like
Um,
if I made it an individual time trial, I probably would have won by like a minute and a half, maybe. I guess, but
Yeah,
it would have been more risky for sure.
that's what we were saying. Like, I don't think your attack was that. Like, I think if they managed to pace quite correctly behind, they would have cut you. But yeah, you benefited from their like lack of collaboration and will to win. But I think your win in the stage one was the most impressive one. But I had a question: did you expect Frabo Mountain Guy to be that good in stage one and almost beat you? He could have if he played it better.
I
Did
think
you expect
I
it?
think it was a gap. I was
Yeah.
kind of surprised because like at the halfway
was
point
a
of the
gap, yes.
stage, at the halfway point of the stage, I think there was like the combo of two cat one climbs, and I honestly would I honestly thought I would finish first and second there and just like wait for the group to catch me. Then they sort of started arguing, attacking each other. Suddenly their advantage wasn't as big anymore. So I was like, maybe I could commit to this. Then of course there was the aspect of taking as many KOM and IS points as possible, like doing a 1-2 on the intermediate sprint. That's what, 20 points. That's that's fairly amazing. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? It's just the opening tour. I'll have fun, and then it worked. So a very pleasant surprise. I honestly thought Agab would beat me in the sprint because he surely had more yellow bar than me, but I just had to hang on the last false sled there. So yeah, it could have went worse this tour. I'm just it's a bit of a shame that we didn't catch Frabo in stage two. I could have made it a 3 out of 3, but let's not get too greedy. So
Yeah, it was great attack from Frabo. We must give him
yeah,
that.
yeah, that was a pretty nice attack. By the way, I had full bars on 3 of my riders. It's just that we hesitated, and then it's sort of impossible to catch.
There was
We
a
Let them
figured
be.
there
it
was a
out.
small hesitation there. I even mentioned it during the commentary, and but it was actually a great move from Fabo. Let's give him
Yeah,
that aspect. But
obviously, if everyone paces perfectly, it's always a sprint, and we don't want
yeah,
that, do we? So, uh,
uh, a question for you though, and an important one. You also won the opening event last year, as we all know. But we also saw that you still missed that gold that you've been searching at the World Championships 3 main disciplines of road. What do you think you will do different this year? What do you have planned this year that is different for you to finally achieve that success?
I mean, well, that will obviously depend on the lobbies, but the first goal is to get to all 3 finals. Then, from that point onwards, I guess I'll leave it to fate, and of course my own skill. But
Which has been in display. It's been very impressive. Do you think that your understanding of the game is giving you an edge on most of the other players, if not all?
I think I've actually become more tactical, more so than my game knowledge. It's kind of like I started to use psychology more, I guess. Like I don't get myself into positions that would hurt me anymore. Like I sometimes I do, but not as often, and it's usually like when I lose a sprint or something in classic. So
So the mind work
uh,
is there and it's better.
yeah, I think that was the main improvement, like the step up I made. And like it's way harder to make a gap using your game knowledge now because of
Yep.
the way the game works. Yeah, everyone can see it. So I basically had to like figuratively read the art of war. You know, like learn from like the masters of psychology, I guess. I know it sounds it's not like that, but it's. I think I've started to play more in a more relaxed way, and that gave way to these situations where I'm at an advantage. So
All right.
if I can keep this up for the rest of the World Cup, I think I'll do very well. But there's always a chance that I'll blow up because I'll get pissed at the lobby, bad sleep, bad just having a bad day, and then being frustrated as a result. I think that very well may happen. But like I said, I'm not underestimating anything. I think I'll recon every stage at least on times 8. To know the sprint finish because it's the World Cup and it takes maybe a couple of minutes and you gain a lot.
All right.
Kind of a good advantage. So yeah, the goal is obviously to play for overall. But that's way too far away.
And the
That's
specific medals,
almost too
right?
much. But I mean, I'll just play to pass every single round I play, wherever that lands me.
All right,
That's fine.
Basil. Thank you so much for being here, and stick around to listen to your national anthem that we will be playing in the next few seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, as you could see earlier in your screen, the gold medal was for Basso that we were talking with just now. El Grande Fravo from Italy at PCM UK was the second place. Basso had 489 points, a domination from the Slovakian. Frabo was second, 260. A gap from Ukraine, a pleasant surprise, a person that those of us that play multi know very well from our lobbies, like everyone here actually in this lobby that was participating today. He did a great participation and ended up getting his bronze, 240. Congratulations to them all. Congratulations to you also, ladies and gentlemen. Please rise for the Slovakian national anthem to honor our first medalist of these World Championships, also. Congratulations to Basso. He is the first gold medalist of these World Championships, taking the gold in the opening Extreme Inline event. And we are going to go for Joe Whiteley. Joe, you still here with us?
I am.
So right now we will unveil, as promised, the parcours of Tour Round 2 and Round 3. Take us there, AML. Round 2 of Tour, we have Corte Bastia, 167.0 kilometer stage, then Badalona Barcelona, Naturno Proto Valentino, and Bormio Ponte di Legno Tonale. So, Joe, talk us through it real quickly.
Yeah, I think we had the first stage in round 3 of Tour last year. It was a very good stage actually, so quite happy to have it back in. Barcelona stage, pretty cool stage. I think we played it in IPL towards the end of the season. Again, another good stage. And then the 2 mountain stages. All the stages have 2 intermediate sprints, so again, trying to focus on people deciding who to play for the green jerseys. That's quite a significant element, I think, this year. And yeah, I think a lot of it will be decided at HC climb in the last stage. So.
And thank you, Joe. And we're going to move for round 3. There we go. Tour round 3. We have an ITT, then we have a Brussels flat stage. Then we go into the mountains, and we'll end up there as well with a 161.5 kilometers stage. Joe, talk to us.
Yeah, I think again the inclusion of the ITT and a cobble stage. I think again it could shape the GC a little bit.
Yeah, I said flat. I actually meant to talk about the cobbles, but carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it could shape the GC a little bit differently. I don't really know how players are gonna play it, obviously, because that wouldn't be the point. But well, I guess that's I guess that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Yeah, but I think yeah, there's no punctures. That's why we're using it. So
yeah. Obviously, the tactics will increase a lot, but fortunately, we can safely use it this year because there are no punctures. So finally,
yeah, and I think to be fair, some of these stages probably have more of a skill yet than most mountain stages. I'm probably more inclined to use them than ever before. So I think the stage 3, the 227-kilometer stage, there's a reason why that's not played last, because I think that would just be I think that'd just be a death sentence to anyone who is up there in the GC. But I think that would create the most gaps. But definitely on stage 4, because it's a little bit shorter, it still has the difficulty of climbs. But because it's shorter, I could definitely see some people attacking it. But the main, I guess, differences will be made on the first 2 stages, which is not usually the case in Tor. You know, everyone expects these big mountain stages to create most of the gaps, but I'm kind of thinking this year that actually it's a bit in the other direction, where some of the more the more tactical and actually brain required thought process stages, I would say, are actually going to be making the differences rather than just having a massive mountain stage where you're expecting gaps to be made. So
All right. Back to you again, actually, because we're going to do our final thoughts on what we saw this evening. How would you sum up this extreme inline event that we had tonight?
yeah, I think it worked as planned. Maybe in future, if this was to happen again, maybe not have the mountain stage last, or maybe not even have a mountain stage at all. But definitely, I think stage 1 and stage 2 proved that you can definitely have an entertaining stage without it necessarily having to go down the traditional route of yes,
Let
you
me
have a
just
stage.
interrupt you there for a bit because you talked about the mountain stage, but to be honest, the gaps were already made by the final stage. For the most part, the winner was already chosen.
Yeah, but I just think in this game in general, mountain stages is not the most pleasant game, and it's the type of gameplay that almost doesn't make sense at times, where you can be head and shoulders above the lobby, and yes, you can still win. Don't get me wrong, we saw that tonight. The person who was head and shoulders above the lobby did win, but you can be a very bad player, and the game is very forgiving in the sense that on the harder stages, if you just sit there and you do fuck all, you're going to get a good result. And that's not how any game should be at all. It should be a case of if you are good and you don't do a bad stage, you deserve to get a good result. And unfortunately, mountain stages, especially the tough mountain stage, are just not like that in PCM in this year anyway. I'd hope that changes. But we have to work with what we've got to work with.
All right, Snake, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think as Joe said, it worked as intended. To be honest, I really liked the last year opening tour event. I think it was a success. So I wasn't that much pleased with the choice to go with another direction with Extreme Inline. But to be honest, it was a pleasant surprise because I think the first stage was really good because we saw people playing for KOMs and we got a break win. And also tonight we saw Basso playing very good. So I think it was quite the success. Obviously, it's not perfect because you get those kinds of lobbies, especially in mountain stage, where people get focused on just their bars and not working. But I do agree that maybe if you put the mountain stage at another position, it changes the dynamic. But yeah, overall, it was a great event to watch and to comment.
All right, thank you guys. And quick question for both: do you guys play tomorrow?
I do.
Snake?
We both do.
Yes,
Oh,
I
you
do. I
both
do.
do. So
Yeah,
best of luck
we
to you and to you both. Actually, I'll be here calling the action. George, your thoughts if you're still here?
I've always been here.
Then why did you stop? Why you were muted for a long time even.
That's because I'm watching on my Lego auctions. Anyway, yeah, it was a great night overall. And yeah, please don't ban me. Really like
Don't
the race.
ask him. Ask me because I'm the one wanting to ban you right now.
He's not the one you should be worried about.
Yeah. You were saying sorry?
Yeah, basically, can't wait for tomorrow. Simple as that.
All right. And tomorrow we will have Classics Round 1, and we are about to show you the groups right now on your screen.
The best stage tomorrow is Paris Roubaix, I heard.
Yes, absolutely. Group A, we have Ibra, Yanu, Alfrago, Nias from Russia, Pedro Moreira from Portugal, Mariano from Argentina, Vadia from Belarus. Then we have Kirito, Luis Sells, and Alex from Slovakia. Group B, we have, as we saw, performing as well tonight, El Grande Fravo, El Grandissimo Fravo, as we call him, El Colombiano from Colombia, Steak and Fefi from France, Ilya Tarashin from Russia, Hussett from Netherlands, Toyus Sagan from Norway, then J. Cole from France, Tails, and for Portugal, Riz. Group C, we have our own Daniel Miko, we have Goga, Orca, and Tristan de Jong. And we have the famous world cyclist Jonas Vingegaard, except this one is from Germany.
He got injured, so he's playing PCM now.
So he's playing PCM now. He has some time. I hope he has a speedy and good recovery. The infamous former band player Max Ford is back and is in Group C. Metal Beer as well. Alto Talks, the actual legend from PCM, former Du Mardi presenter, organizer, and player is back and in Group C. Penguin Boy and Jorpak from Portugal are also closing it. Group D, we have our own George Sofronio with Hush and from PCM UK, Sean Cole and Chris. Then we have Dinley from Portugal, Mantis from Belgium, Zenzibul and Skylock from France, Mads B from Denmark, and Martin Mora from Spain. In Group E, we have Barna, Benyong, Mendes from Spain, Tim from Germany, Pepele and Capable Miner, also known as Jeffrey, Matus from Denmark, Nibori from France, Nevalanda from Colombia, and Nikolios from Slovakia. In Group F, last but not least, we have Joseph Whiteley, our very own organizer here, Joseph Whiteley. We have Joe, obviously, from PCM UK and Great Britain. We have Nautilus from the Netherlands, T2 from France, Louis Genius, former PCM UK member, now from NCL, if I recall correctly. From Belgium, we have from Argentina, our very own Grandpa. We have Pino from Belgium, Rizy from France, Batista from France as well, Vigor, and some guy named JMEEPP from Spain. So these are the groups for tomorrow. You can also see the groups for Monday. That is day 2 of round 1 of Classics. And the group of death and center court of that day is actually going to be Group L. That has Leo Falandri, world champion. It has Alder. It has Hugo Gol, Captain Blind Giuseppe, a PCM legend and the guy with the biggest medal count of PCM history, over 100 in world championships. We have Y-Master Alexito, Martinev, and Eneko, and of course, the worst of all players, the biggest of all dogs from Great Britain and PCM UK. So that should be a fun group. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if we already decided a central court or not, but we will be looking at it. These are the groups for tomorrow. The ones in orange are for Monday. Guys, I assume you all want to pass round 1, but it's classic, so it's going to be hard, right?
I mean, Classic is the most lottery road event, isn't it?
Yes.
Four people do pass, and I would imagine most lobbies are going to have a maximum of 7 people.
Mm-hmm.
By the maths,
Yeah,
it should be okay, but I don't know. Sometimes classics overrules maths. So, we'll have to see.
With 4 people passing, I think you just need to win one to qualify. And yeah, I mean, it's not just luck and randomness. I mean, if you get out with 4 people qualifying, you actually played very bad, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, but we do have a few interesting groups. Yeah, so we'll see tomorrow.
All right, guys. I want to thank you all, George, Joe, and Snake, for being here. Thank you so much, guys. You were awesome, and I hope to see you in the booth sooner rather than later. This is the part where you say something.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I also want to thank EMEA, the 90th successor of EMEA, the 91st, that succeeded EMEA, the 90th as well, and predecessor of EMEA, the 92nd. That could be Joe Whiteley here. We shall see. These were the World Championships.
I don't
They
want to
still-
be a May 92nd, by the way.
You don't have a choice, buddy. uh, Emma, the 90th is the IMA president. He was our director for the evening, always doing a great job. We had a lot of fun with the lobby, and as a commentator, the replays were pretty awesome, and I'm sure they were great fun for the viewers. We hope to bring them back again as soon as possible. Thank you everyone for being here. Tomorrow, round one classics. Be around. Lobby will start at 20:45 CT, which we probably will be live around maybe 20:30. We shall see. We will announce on Discord. Keep following there for all the socials. Be around for this IMA Twitch channel for the multicast, where we will try and cover a little bit of what's happening in all groups while focusing on a specific one, which is the Center Court. That will be announced as well. Stay tuned and keep in mind tomorrow is round one, day one, because Monday we will also have round one, day two of classics to finish round one of that discipline. More to come. Check every single bit of info in our Discord. So with this, we'll be saying goodbye for today. As I said, join us tomorrow. I don't mess up on the fun. I hope you all enjoyed. This is what we want and hope to see. Above all, that everyone is having fun and enjoying their time with this game. This is and was day one of the World Championships. We are presented by the AMA, hosted by PCM UK, sponsored by Senate Studios and Knuckle. These were the champions of the world, the World Championships, and Basel was the first champion of the world. Have a good night, all. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you guys.
See you guys.
Bye.